Hello everyone, I'm Brandon, and I'm back to do a commentary on Jeff Sokol. I've had a few requests for him, so I figured it's about time to do him. I'll be starting off with his confrontation with Chris Hansen, and then I'll be doing another video on his interrogation, which should be quite interesting. Funny enough, Jeff Sokol was probably the last Predator that I actually watched of all the original TCAP and Hansen versus Predator episodes. Because he angered me so much, and he's just such a douche that I couldn't even sit through his segment because it just made my blood boil. I just couldn't stand watching him. So I kind of just ignored him for the longest time, and it wasn't until I kind of saw everyone else in the TCAP community was talking about him. So I figured there must be some entertainment value in actually sitting through and putting yourself through the horrible experience of watching him. And then after I did, I kind of found that actually he is pretty entertaining, and there's probably a lot to dissect and discuss about him. So I figured that we would get right down to it. So let's do it.
What you see being edited behind me, you can see nowhere else. It is more compelling and disturbing than virtually anything you can watch on.
I wonder if that guy editing there is just distracted by Chris. He's like, because I don't think Chris has done any other interview little bits like this in the actual editing room. So this guy's just trying to work. And he has Chris Hansen, sitting there with the camera talking and probably distracting him.
TV today. It is my complete interview with Jeff Sokol. He surfaced in our Predator investigation in Fairfield, Connecticut. A little bit of it aired on my syndicated show Crime Watch Daily, but now here on Hansen versus Predators, you'll see the whole thing. Sokol came with food and an appetite for sex. He left after a very aggressive interview with me in handcuffs.
I don't know if I'd call his interview very aggressive. He was defensive and he was sarcastic and he was, childish and stuff, but I wouldn't call him aggressive. But I guess there was a lot more arguing than normal. Most of the Predators just kind of, they deny everything or they just go into complete submissive mode, whereas Jeff just debated him the whole time. It's funny watching all this security footage like this. It reminds me of one of those crappy ghost hunting shows. How they always do it with the night vision goggles on or something. That's what it reminds me of. But here's Jeff showing up at the house. Oh, get cold feet or something.
Jeff? Over here. You can come in this way. Sorry about that. Come on in.
So did he forget the pizza in his car and he went to the door, then he's like, oh shit, I got the pizza? Or did he wait until he could see her coming or something? Is there a window in that door? Oh yeah, he's looking through the glass. Maybe he saw her coming, so he's like, oh, now I'll get the pizza.
Jeff?
He just didn't want to make two trips in case she was not home or the thing was a setup or something, which it is.
Over here. You can come in this way. Sorry about that. Come on in.
How are you?
Good. How are you? Did you find the house okay?
No, because it's really dark out. So.
How long did it take you to get here?
I don't know. It's 2.5.
It's really dark out. Yeah, that's what happens at night, Jeff.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm trying to see, does he do it looks like when he closes the door, he kind of gives one last look out the door just to make sure no one's behind him.
Find the house okay?
No, because it's really dark out. So.
How long did it take you to get here?
I don't know.
Yeah, he does. He totally looks out the door behind him.
2.5 hours.
That's a long drive.
Funny, they still have the cupcakes on the...
I don't know. It's 2.5.
Cupcakes on the table there, even though they don't play a role in this one because Jeff brought his own food. He's not the first pizza predator, but he's definitely the biggest.
That's a long drive.
Yeah.
I wonder what's in that bag, wings or something?
Okay.
Sorry, I'm really nervous.
Oh, you gonna give me a hug?
No, I'm sorry.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
It's just so funny too, just knowing knowing what these guys are there for, and just they get rejected for a hug. So it just starts off just humiliating them a little bit.
I'll settle into it.
Okay.
So, kind of peachy batches.
And yeah, I'll say it again. This Nervous Nelly is such a trooper for doing this. That'd be such a hard job, just playing it cool. Just for anyone, like you'd be totally creeped out just having to deal with this guy. If you were like another guy, another man, it'd be so hard to play along with this and not resist the urge to punch his lights out for one, I guess, or at the very least just look at him with disgust. Like it'd be hard just to like play the role, like be undercover and just talk to him like normal, because every inch of your being would just want to look at him with disgust, and it'd be hard not to have to show that on your face. So for her just to play along like this and try to be cool, so obviously she's nervous because and it works. Like in a situation like this, a young girl probably would be nervous, so it plays into her character. It doesn't alert the guys, but she's so awesome for doing this because we get years of entertainment out of it, and these guys get years of jail time out of it.
The small pizza is like almost as big as the big one, so I didn't know that. Because like you said small, I thought it would be like a really small one.
Yeah.
I said big one.
Sorry.
Are you okay?
So he bought like a pizza and wings or whatever's in that bag for both of them, but then he only bought one drink.
I'm ordering. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine.
I've just never done this before.
I know.
Have you?
No, not really. I mean,
Are you telling me the truth?
I've met girls online, but I don't like come like this far to like meet someone. I don't know why
It's kind of crazy, huh?
It is crazy. Yeah, why did you let me come?
I don't know.
If you're so nervous.
It seems like a good idea, and you seem...
That is a logical question, but it does seem strange that he would ask that. If you were going to meet a woman for a date, why would you show up and be like, why did you agree to come? Seems like an odd thing to say.
Nice.
Why do you think I came?
I think I know.
I don't know why. Everything he says pisses me off. Even that line, I can't quite put my finger on it, but why do you think I came? Just seems like, why would you even ask that? Look at her face. She's just like not even blinking, just like staring at him like, oh my god, this guy's gonna kill me.
It's not the only reason. It's not the reason.
What's the reason?
And I just, been talking to you for a while, and you seem like really cool to hang out with, and someone that I'd like to meet, and I wanted to check out the situation,
Well, here we are.
I hate this guy so much. He's just such a predator, but he's just trying to be like. He's another guy that thinks he's such a nice guy. You could just tell from his like chat log. Like he was so annoying. It's been a while since I've read it. I might do a video on it, but he's like asking her to like take a picture holding up 4 fingers so we know she's real. But then he doesn't believe that because he figured that she might have already had that picture on her phone. So she needs to do a different picture, like some other stupid thing, like sticking out her tongue or something, and holding up fingers. It's like no matter what she does, he just still won't believe it, and she's finally getting like firm with him, and she's like, I'm not going to do that. And then he comes here and he's just like acting so soft, like he's such a sweetheart or something. Like in his own mind, he probably thinks, like John Dupey and other people do, that he's a good guy when he's not.
Let's deal with this whole contract thing, because I'm just going to be thinking about it the whole time until we get that out of the way.
This document was something Sokol put together after some research on the internet to protect himself from getting in trouble for having sex with a 13-year-old girl. He talked about it in the chat along with a lot of other graphic topics. It didn't work.
And I wonder, I don't think he actually wrote the contract or printed it out or anything. I think he just thought, like, he was trying to find a way that he could have sex with her without going to jail. That's what it comes down to. And one of the things he thought of was, if we can legally get married, or if we can, somehow sign something that we legally marry each other, then we're allowed to do that. So he was probably looking for some sort of marriage contract on the internet that they could just print off and both sign, like it's going to be that simple. But I don't think he ever actually found anything. It's just something he discussed as a possibility. But I'm also pretty sure that he decided, or he figured out that it wouldn't work because he would need the girl's parents' permission. But like, what a sleazeball for even like attempting to think of that.
Let's eat and we can like talk about it.
Okay. There's plates behind you if you want to grab one.
Huh?
There's plates behind you if you want to grab one. Do you want a water or anything?
Maybe those aren't wings. I'm not sure what those are.
No.
Okay.
Man, well I got this for
Really?
in case we.
All right, I'll grab a water.
Maybe it's not a big deal what's in the bag.
All right, I will have. You want to eat at the table? What do you want to do?
And one of the good things about this segment is that this is, I'm pretty sure, the longest conversation that a decoy has with a predator ever. So we kind of get to see him like in his natural habitat. We get to just see how, because if Chris Hansen confronts him right away, sometimes you want to know, like, what are they going to do? What are they going to say? What are they going to act like before they know they're on camera, before they know they're in trouble?
Just sit here.
Yeah, I expected it to be like 2.5 hours. So
I wonder if Nervous Nelly, like, I wonder if she gets like a lunch break and stuff while she's doing this. I'm assuming she does, but maybe she's really hungry and just eyeing that food. Like, she just wants it so badly, but unfortunately she can't. And maybe, I mean, who would want to eat a pizza that Jeff Sokol brought? I would just, I don't think I'd want to touch it.
You're from the Boston area, you said?
yeah, can I wash my hands?
Mm-hmm.
Can I wash my hands? No, Jeff, you can't.
Yeah, I have some family that lives up there. It's pretty nice.
Do you?
Yeah, I've been to Faneuil Hall.
Where's your family? Like, what part of Boston?
I don't know.
Yeah, you don't know.
Boston.
And see, I don't want to give him any credit, but if he was not a predator, if you were watching this and you didn't know what it was about, and this guy was not a predator, he's a normal guy, and this was like his niece or daughter or something, I don't think he would come across as creepy. I think everything he says, knowing the whole story and why he's there, it makes you hate him. But otherwise, like, he does come across as a normal guy. Maybe that's what makes him such like a dangerous predator, is that does look like a normal guy, can pass off as a normal guy, he can hold a conversation, he seems friendly, but you don't know what his intentions are underneath. Whereas, say, someone like John Doopy, he's just kind of an annoying drug addict scumbag that you just really wouldn't want around. Whereas this guy seems normal. If you were watching this, like, you wouldn't think anything of it until you know everything. And then all of a sudden everything he does and says is suspect. But he could pass himself off as normal. And I bet you even with relationships with friends and stuff, like, I don't know what he's like to hang out with, but just given how arrogant and needy he is, he's probably not a very good friend. He's probably the kind of guy you would hang out with like once or twice, and then you'd realize that like you just hate him. And I read that about Ted Bundy too. Not sure how true it is, but I did read that like women kind of loved him, but all his friends were female. He didn't have any guy friends, and whenever he tried to form male friendships, he'd hang out with a group of guys or whatever. And at first, he seems like a fun-loving, cool guy, so they'd hang out with him or they go do something. But then they'd quickly realize that like this guy sucks, they just wouldn't want to hang out with him anymore. And I have a feeling Jeff's like that. He's probably just so arrogant, but so like unsure of himself at the same time, and just dealing with him is probably a huge hassle.
So confusing. It's wicked confusing.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'll try to be cool.
Oh, it's okay.
I'll try to be cool. Well, that's such an awkward encounter there too, and he's like wiping his hands, and then he just comes and just like looks at her, and then she's just staring at him, and then she just immediately cracks and is like, "I'm sorry."
I'm sorry. I'll try to be cool.
Oh, it's okay.
We'll work on it.
Don't worry, Nelly. You are way cooler than Jeff Sokol is.
I mean, you look great.
Thanks.
You just look different than what than like in the pictures. I don't know,
Maybe you're a different person that was in the picture. It's mind-boggling how most of the guys don't notice that this is a completely different human being than was in the pictures. And I can't remember if he talked to her on the phone or not, but it's like they have a different voice too. Like, that doesn't raise alarms. Even Vincent Ambrosio was smart enough to click in his mind that you look different right away. But as soon as she says, "Oh, everyone says that," he's like, "Oh yeah," and then just drops it. It just seems like you would know something's up. Like, wouldn't you just recognize like that it's a different person? Like, even someone you see online and then meet in real life, like you expect to be able to recognize them from the picture. Like, hey, that's the person I've been talking to. So the fact that he comes and recognizes that she looks different, but when it just seems like it would set off more alarm bells, unless maybe the picture of the decoy that he talked to was similar enough looking to her that he couldn't tell the difference. It's only slight, but I don't know, it's always kind of baffled me.
Maybe, I don't know, I expected you to have dark hair. Did you?
My hair it lightens up in the summer.
And no, I'm not saying, I mean, I think you look
You don't
great.
like it?
I think you look great. I'm just saying, like, you look different, than I thought.
Yeah.
But no, nothing wrong with
Well, you
that.
never can tell with online things, you know?
What about me? Do I look different?
Yeah, you never can tell with online things. Truer words were never spoken there. Jeff really should have read between the lines with that sentence.
Than I thought.
Yeah.
But no, nothing wrong with
Well, you
that.
never can tell with online things, you know?
What about me? Do I look different?
I mean, you look different. I'm not saying...
Why would he look different? Like, if he had pictures of himself or if they talked on video, why would he look different than the video and pictures that she saw, like, in the last 24 or 48 hours?
better or worse, just different.
I think he's just so needy that he just always needs some sort of compliment. Like, he's telling her she looks good. She probably wanted her to say the same thing back, but she didn't, so he has to, like, fish it out of her by asking.
I mean, you look different. I'm not saying better or worse, just different.
Alright.
I have cupcakes too, if you want them.
See, did you make them?
Look at those. Do you think I made those?
No, those were made by the staff at Hansen versus Predator.
Do you want to use plates or do you want to just eat?
Whatever you want. We're pretty casual here.
Okay.
I'm like too nervous to eat.
Well, you already ate, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
I was wondering if you were gonna be like, how would you be? Like, would you be nervous? Would you be like totally like you've done this before?
Oh,
you know,
definitely haven't done this before.
Like, I don't know.
And it's funny too, because she was, if I remember correctly, like pretty confident in the chat. Like, she was kind of standing up to him when he kept asking her to do stuff she didn't want to do. She just seemed like she was different here, which I guess is okay. People, especially these predators, they act a lot more confident in the chat than they do when they show up. But she's definitely a lot more nervous than she appeared in her chat.
You just seemed very, very like, you didn't seem nervous at all when I talked to you and just in
Well,
general.
it's different when you're talking to someone online versus like
person.
coming to their house
I
and
know,
meeting
I
them.
know. I just gotta take something. This isn't drugs. It's just a.
Yeah.
Okay, and here we got the whole pill thing, which has been a continuous source of debate here. He says that they're for his like irritable bowel syndrome or something, whereas people think it's Cialis, and I don't think it's Cialis. I believe Jeff in this one situation here that this is for his IBS. He did have Cialis apparently in his car, which is why in the interrogation the guy asks about it, and everyone assumes, oh, that's what this was then. But it doesn't make sense. Like, why would you take Cialis like right before you're about to eat and in front of the person? I don't know. It just seems, I just don't buy that. I think that he has this medicine here that he was taking for his IBS, but he also had Cialis in his car, or maybe even on him or whatever, that he was going to use later. And that's why everyone assumed that that's what he's taking here. But I'm pretty sure that Jeff is truthful here.
No, by all means. Here, drink water.
It's something that I take before I eat. But,
In the middle of it all, Sokol pulls out a medicine bottle. You can see it on the video. He takes a pill, apparently in preparation for what he thinks is going to be a big night ahead.
Yeah, I don't buy that. I think that Chris is just saying that. Either maybe he believes it, or he's just saying it to make the whole thing seem more sensational, for entertainment purposes, but I don't buy it. I could be wrong, though. I mean, I'm not going to take Jeff Sokol's side on things, so I wouldn't argue that point too hard, but it's just kind of what I believe.
what have you been doing today?
I'm just hanging out. Watching TV, Netflix and stuff.
What's that?
I have no idea.
What's that? Yeah, you kind of see her look.
Netflix and stuff.
What's that?
I have no idea. Do you want me to check?
Somebody here?
No.
Somebody here. Uh-oh, Jeff, your life is about to change forever.
What's that?
I have no idea. Do Do you want to check?
Somebody here.
That's kind of one of the few times. Usually they come out as a pure like surprise. Chris comes out as a surprise, but I think maybe him or someone backstage screwed up by making some noise, and that kind of blew the whole thing. So it's like, well, guess it's over now.
No.
What kind of pizza we have tonight? Who's this? I'll get to that in a minute. Who are you?
Oh, and just what a freaking asshole! Just like, who's this? You're in someone else's house, and then you're like, who's this? When you see someone there, wouldn't your first thought be it's the person that owns the house that you're in?
Who are you?
You tell me first.
Like, if I came home and some guy like this was with my daughter, and he was like, who are you? Like, I would be grabbing the guy by the collar and throwing him out the door. Like, you don't go into someone's house and then demand to know who the person is, like, when you're the stranger there.
Who are you?
Who are you?
You tell me first. You're Jeff, right?
Yeah.
And what are you doing here tonight, Jeff?
Hanging out.
Hanging out with whom?
With her.
Who's her?
Look at that smirk. Like, I mean, it could be a nervous reaction. He probably knows he's in some kind of trouble, so he's smiling. But that's probably his reaction to everything. If he's ever in some sort of confrontation, if he's ever in trouble, like, no matter what, he just got that stupid smirk on his face. That's how he reacts to everything. Like, he can't have a serious discussion. He just puts that smirk on his face and then gives these smart-ass, sarcastic responses to everything.
I want to know who you are.
I want to know a little bit more about you first.
Can I eat first?
Sure, go ahead.
Like, if you're in someone else's house, regardless of what you're there for, good or bad, and they ask who you are and what you're doing there, the correct thing is to tell them. If you're there, you're there fixing the washing machine, and then some guy comes in, who are you? What are you doing here? Oh, I'm Steve. I'm here fixing the washing machine. Oh, okay. You don't just be like, I want to know who you are. It's the guy that owns the house, probably. Like, Chris doesn't own this house, but that would be a logical assumption.
Go ahead.
Tell me who you are, because, I didn't know there would be other people here.
Well, what did you expect to happen here tonight, Jeff?
And I think the eating is just kind of a nervous reaction, kind of like how Kevin Westerbeck, immediately when he was confronted, just grabbed the chips and started eating. Because it's probably hard just to sit there doing nothing with your hands while you know you're in big trouble and some guy's giving you shit. So as soon as you have pizza, then he's got something to do with his hands. He can chew it. It just kind of gives him something to kind of like pacify himself.
Didn't have any expectations.
No expectations whatsoever.
No.
So you drove 2.5 hours
Sure did.
from Boston
Who are you?
to come here
Are you her dad?
to meet a young girl.
Are you her
I
dad?
will get to that in a minute.
Huh?
Go ahead, have a bite.
That's
Why
just disgusting. Like, eat pizza properly.
I haven't done anything wrong.
Well, and this guy is so confident that he did nothing wrong. He says it over and over. I did nothing wrong. Well, if you did nothing wrong, why are you going to prison? Like, why are you in trouble with the police? Obviously, you did something wrong.
How old are you?
What does it matter?
I'd like to know.
I haven't done anything wrong. Coming to meet somebody? What's wrong? What is that against
Coming
the
to
law?
meet a young girl?
Yeah, is that against the law?
It is after this chat.
Yes, Jeff, it's against the law.
How?
Did you bring...
Like, how could you be that oblivious? And just the fact, like, in his chat log, just that he was going through all this trouble for her to prove who she was and all these methods that they could possibly do to avoid trouble. There's no way that he believes he did nothing wrong, unless he's just so delusional that he thinks that until he goes through with some kind of sexual act that he can't be caught. But that is not the case.
Bring some kind of a contract with you? Some sort of marriage contract? Let's see if any of this sounds familiar while you enjoy your pizza.
Yeah, and of course he just laughs at it, kind of like, oh, it's so funny, so unbelievable that I'm just going to laugh at it. It's not even worthy of a response.
Did you bring some kind of a contract with you? Some sort of marriage contract? Let's see if any of this sounds familiar while you enjoy your pizza.
Like, if this was like a real dad, I hate to say it, like, a lot of people probably shoot this guy. Like, he would be carried out of there in a body bag, and he'd probably get away with it because anyone played this video, like, what jury is going to side with this piece of garbage?
I should come see you on Saturday. Well, since your mom isn't home, it's the best time to do it. I would, but only if you want me to. You say, I can't go to jail.
Why is he folding the pizza like that? Why can't Jeff do anything properly?
My life would be ruined.
Right.
Could be locked up for 20 years.
Yep.
And then you say, do you trim your blank?
Okay.
Now
Wait, why is he laughing at that?
know
It's his response to everything. It's like everything's a joke to him.
that this girl is 13.
Or somehow if he laughs and pretends like it's a joke, it makes it less serious. Or it makes him seem like he's in less trouble because he's just laughing it off. So obviously it's not that big of a deal.
Wasn't sure.
She's told you.
No. That doesn't
And you're what, 37?
mean anything.
You're 37? How old are you? You might as well just tell me because I can find out like that.
Who are you? Can you tell me who you are first?
I will tell you that in a minute.
Because, now you're
Like, if I was Chris, I would, just the fact that he wants to know who he is so badly, I would not tell him just to piss him off and make him nervous. That'd be the only reason I did it.
Find out like that.
Who are you? Can you tell me who you are first?
I will tell you that in a minute.
Because, now you're making me nervous and...
You're 44 years old, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? As a 44-year-old guy, I shouldn't be talking to 13-year-old girls like that. Yet I want to. What am I supposed to make of that? Sorry, I'm paranoid. For meeting me? No, potentially having sex.
It's funny, he pushes the pizza away like that. I think he's like, all right, you want to get down to this? Like, let's get down to it. So Jeff is like preparing for battle here. He realizes how serious this is. So he pushes the pizza away in some sort of display like, all right, you want to do this? You want to do this? He's trying to be confrontational.
Sorry, I'm paranoid. For meeting me? No, potentially having sex. But that is where the breaking the law comes from.
Right.
Punishable up to 20 years. Did you bring condoms with you tonight?
That slight look that Jeff has here after Chris says, could get me 20 years, that look on Jeff's face, you can kind of see the oh shit look in his eyes where he's like, I'm in trouble here.
Right.
Punishable up to 20 years. Did you bring condoms with you tonight?
Well, they plan on having sex.
Do you have them in your car?
No,
I'm going to find out, so you might as well tell me now.
I don't.
And again, not having condoms with you does not, first of all, doesn't mean that you didn't plan on having sex. It just means that, maybe you didn't intend on using them. And even if he's right that he didn't intend to do anything that night, doesn't mean he's not going to do it the next night or the night after that. And just the fact that he put so much effort into this chat, it was a very long chat. He probably had long-term intentions with this girl, kind of like John Doopy did. He could be telling the truth, possibly, that he didn't intend to do anything that night, because he probably wanted to scope out the situation. And I believe a lot of these guys, when they say they didn't intend to do anything that first time, because if they're very, very cautious kind of person and they want some sort of long-term relationship with her, they're probably going to go there and the first time and not do anything just to make sure that everything's on the up and up, just to make sure that the neighbors don't see them, the parents don't come home, the girl doesn't rat them out, and they want to be able to say, like, hey, I didn't actually do anything. So there's probably a lot of them that would just go there to feel out the situation first. But if they're going to do it the second time they come or the third time they come, again, you can't use it as a defense that you weren't going to do it that first time because you fully intended to do it eventually. So who cares if it's that day or later in the week or on the weekend? It's all equally bad. So it's not a defense, that you weren't going to do it. You'd be like planning to rob a bank and then the first time you get caught scoping it out and then you're like, well, I wasn't going to rob it today. It's like, yeah, but you were planning to rob it eventually. You were just there to scope out the situation. So like, I don't see how they think this is some kind of defense.
Well, they plan on having sex.
Do you have them in your car?
No,
I'm going to find out, so you might as well tell me now.
I don't. Go ahead, check the car.
You will
He does have Cialis in the car, apparently, though.
never tell anyone about us having sex. Are you sure?
Yeah, he says, didn't intend on having sex, and then Chris reads a line that exactly says that he intended to do that.
You will never tell anyone about us having sex. Are you sure? Okay, I could be there Saturday afternoon. Explain. Explain it to me.
Just wanted to come hang out and...
It looks like here you wanted to come here and have sex with a 13-year-old girl.
Okay, is that against the law to
have sex with a 13-year-old girl when you're 40?
Yes, Jeff. That's how could you not know that?
Here and have sex with a 13-year-old girl.
Okay, is that against the law to
have sex with a 13-year-old girl when you're 44? Yes, it's against the law.
To meet a girl. That's all I've done.
You see how this looks.
Okay, but do you also see that?
Do you also see that I don't want to go to jail, so you should just let me go?
This looks.
Okay, but do you also see that I was pretty apprehensive about the whole sex thing?
What? Like, what is that? I think I've said this before, but what is being apprehensive about it? How is that a defense? It only matters if you did it. You can't murder someone and then say you were really apprehensive about doing it, and that's some sort of defense. Oh, that almost makes it worse. It means you knew it was wrong and you did it anyway. Like, no matter what in this situation, it's bad. But if you had done it and, oh, I'm from another country, I didn't know this was illegal here. That's a better defense than I knew it was wrong and I was apprehensive, but I came in to do it anyway. Like, they were hesitant to do it, so that's somehow a defense and means they should get off the hook.
Well, wouldn't you be? Wouldn't anybody be if they're going to try to have sex with a 13-year-old girl?
To be honest with you, you're not going to believe me, but I don't know who you are, but I'm sure you're like, law enforcement. But
you think I'm law enforcement?
Well, I mean, that's what it sounds like. I was thinking about this on the way down.
Right. You had 2.5 hours to think about it.
And I wasn't gonna. I'm not gonna risk it. That's what I said.
But what does that mean? Yeah, look at Chris's face here. He's as confused as us. It's like you drove 2.5 hours and decided you weren't going to risk it, but then you did it anyway. And that's one of the only. Like, it's the only reason they can. It's the only excuse that they could have, right? They can't, like, they're busted. They're in the house, so they can't claim that they decided not to come because they're there. So they can't deny what's in the chat log, so they have to say, yes, I wrote all that stuff about sex in the chat log, and yes, I did drive all the way here and come in, but at some point during those two, I decided that I was not going to do anything sexual. That's the only excuse they have, which is, like, very convenient. But it just doesn't stand up to any sort of logical scrutiny. You can't, like, it's such a, you could use that for any excuse ever, right? Like, you could kidnap someone and oh, well, actually, I got busted with this person in my car, but I decided to bring them home. I decided I wasn't going to kidnap them anymore, so I was going to bring them home. So yeah, but you did kidnap them and they were caught in your car, so you can't deny you were going to do the thing that you're there actually doing. So it's the same situation here, right? He said he was coming over to have sex. He came over, is caught, and then says that he decided he wasn't going to have sex. But, like, who's ever going to believe that? Like, that could be used to dismiss all sorts of crimes. Like, wishing you hadn't done something or changing your mind but still going through with it. That's why they have, thank God, have these laws where you can get caught for attempting to do something like this. Because otherwise, I think even in this interrogation with Jeff Sokol, the cop says, like, why would we ever wait for something to actually happen before we move in? Like, why put a person, especially like an underage person, through that trauma just to make a case against them? Like, they're going to catch them with the intent to do it. And you obviously had the intent here.
And I wasn't going to, I'm not going to risk it. That's what I said.
It's not normal for a 44-year-old guy to drive 2.5 hours to hang out with a 13-year-old girl.
I wanted to hang out, see how she was, see if...
A 13-year-old girl. How often do you do this sort of thing?
And that's the, like, teenagers are, I mean, I'm sure some of them are, interesting people, but you generally don't hang out with people that young when you're of this age. Even when I'm at the mall, I'm in the food court or something, and there's like a group of teenagers at the next table. Usually they're kind of loud and obnoxious. At no point do I ever think, oh, they seem cool, I'm going to go and hang out with them. It's like you're at a different point in your life. You're into different things. Like, kids that age are just not that interesting where you would drive that far just to hang out with one. Like, if they're family or something, or you have some reason to have them in your life, you can take some kind of interest in them because they're family. But who the hell talks to a 13-year-old online and thinks they're so interesting, more interesting than any adult that I already know or could meet, so I'm going to go drive to hang out with them to see if they're an interesting enough person to form some sort of long-term friendship with? Like, no one's ever gonna believe that.
Never done it.
You've never done it. So tonight you just decided, okay, I'm going to drive 2.5 hours
Oh yeah,
down I-95 from Boston.
yeah, I've been talking to her
To this
for a little
house.
while, and she seemed cool to hang out with. I mean, with that,
You can't find any.
And they always say that she seemed cool to hang out with. Like, why? Like, most of them don't even say anything. And in John Dupee's case, they did talk about football, and the decoy did have. She was obviously the person behind the decoy knew about football because they were able to discuss it, and she had her own opinions. So I could see why he would think like, oh, this person has mutual interests and can hold a conversation about this topic I'm interested in. But this girl, I don't think she said anything that made her look interesting. Most of the predators do all the talking. They steer the conversation. Most of the things said are just them saying things and the decoy reacting. So like, what did she say that was of any that made her seem like she'd be interesting?
I had nothing else.
Older girls?
I can, but I had nothing else going on.
So you decided you just come out and hang out with a 13-year-old girl?
Yeah, you can clearly see that I'm very apprehensive about the
Let's say we meet.
Well there, Jeff. You were apprehensive, therefore you are off the hook. You're allowed to commit any crime you want as long as you're apprehensive about doing it.
And really like each other and want to continue seeing each other. How would we do this? Like I said, as long as you're under 16.
And it's like he obviously, through his bullshit chat log, he wanted a long-term kind of relationship with this girl. I'm pretty sure he was talking about getting married and all sorts of stuff. Like, he was actually thinking very long-term like that. I don't know what's worse, the guys that want to do that or the guys that just want to go there, have sex, and leave. Obviously, they're both horrible. They're both horrible in their own ways, but the kind of guys that do the second, where they just want to get in there and get out, probably have intention to do that to way more girls, whereas he probably just wants to latch on to one particular girl and then victimize her for a longer period of time. And it would be, honestly, like, if he was in her life, even if they waited till she was 18 for them to get married, like, her life would be hell. This guy would be domineering and abusive. And even if he didn't, like, wasn't abusive to the point where he was, like, hitting her, he would just be emotionally controlling. He would be so jealous. Like, she'd never be able to hang out with her own friends because he'd be like Lauren. He would just always want to know who's she with, and, I don't want any other guys there, and he just wouldn't let her leave the house. He would just treat her like this, like, prized possession that he has. And she'd basically have to, wait for him to die and then hope she's still young enough to find another relationship. But there is nothing good that can come of this. So he might think that, maybe his intention wasn't to have sex right away. He wanted this long-term thing. But even if they waited till she was 18 to have sex, she would be like, that whole relationship would be so toxic, like one-sided toxic, that no good would come of it. And, I think he says in his interrogation that he's divorced, which is not surprising. He probably got married pretty young, when he was like in his early 20s or something, and then got divorced by the time he was 30, because who the hell would want to put up with this guy? Any adult woman would quickly see through him. And I don't know if that's what he decided, is that he wanted to kind of get in there, find a younger girl that he could get in and groom before she matured enough to know any better. And then by the time she wised up, they would be, married for so long and it'd be harder for her to get out. That's probably what he's thinking. Like, there's nothing good about this guy.
Age of consent, parenthetically, nobody can know about it. I just can't take that chance.
Yeah, age of consent, parenthetically. It's not parenthetically, Jeff. It's a very important thing, both morally and legally, and it's what got you in prison.
I said, as long as you're under 16, age of consent, parenthetically, nobody can know about it. I just can't take that chance. What it sounds like here is you're grooming her, testing her to make sure it would be okay if you had sex with her, so no one would find out.
To be honest with you, like I said, when I was on the way down,
Right.
I was thinking about the whole thing, and even before I left,
Right.
I was thinking, I'm not going to have sex with her unless it's legal.
Funny how all these guys like him and James Rutherford, they're just such thoughtful, introspective guys, right? They have a long drive ahead of them. They're probably just cruising down the highway, window rolled down, listening to music, and just thinking about how they are not going to have sex with this young girl because it's wrong. What good guys that they just spend all the time thinking about it, but then they show up anyway just to tell the girl that they're not going to do that and they're just going to hang out. Anytime a guy gives that excuse, they should just show him video of all the other guys giving the exact same excuse, because it's such bullshit. if it's something that you know you shouldn't do, you just don't do it. Like, say, like you're a recovering alcoholic, and you finally give in. I'm going to drive to the liquor store to get some alcohol. And as you're driving there, you realize, I shouldn't do this. The correct thing to do is turn around, go home. You don't continue on there going, and I'm just going to go to the store and look around, but I'm not going to buy anything because I decided not to do it. There's no sense in that. It's ridiculous. If you decided that this was wrong and you weren't going to do it, you should have just turned around and gone home and then told the girl you're not going to talk anymore. Or it's still bad, but just carry on an online conversation. Just stay until she's 18, which is still like a 44-year-old or even like 50, however old he'd be by then, with an 18-year-old girl. That's still weird, but it's still legal. But he had a ton of other options other than driving to that house just to meet her, and trying to say that, he changed his mind between leaving and getting there. Yeah, right, Jeff.
So you talk about a plan to make it legal, to marry her, right?
Yeah, not in 2 seconds. I mean,
So if you liked her, next week or the week after,
That's weird. I think even the cameraman was like, why does he fold his pizza like that? Let's go in for a close-up.
right?
Yeah, not in 2 seconds. I mean,
So if you liked her, next week or the week after, you'd marry a 13-year-old girl?
not next week. No.
So after just a few days worth of chatting, you decide you love her?
No.
You want to have sex with her?
I don't know.
You want to marry her?
That's one of those things too, in any relationship where someone falls in love or starts talking about love right off the bat, that is a big red flag. If you're dating a girl and you've gone on 2 dates and you've known each other a week and a half, and then she's all of a sudden saying she's in love with you, that's a red flag to back the hell off, because that it's just that kind of clingy behavior that just gives signs of trouble down the road. I think most healthy relationships, it just takes a while to grow. Even a man-to-man kind of friendship. If you meet some guy once or twice and all of a sudden he thinks that you're best friends and he's just always calling you and coming to your house, even that is off-putting. Relationships and friendships don't just happen that quickly. You make contact online and all of a sudden you're in love, and you're just all they've done is chat online for a week or less. That's just not how things work. I don't know what other people feel about that, but I just think if someone comes on that strong, it's kind of a turn off. You kind of want things to progress more naturally. And even meeting, the only reason to meet someone at their house like this is kind of a quote unquote a booty call, just going there to have sex. If you were actually there for any sort of relationship or anything not related to sex, you wouldn't meet on a first date at someone's house. I don't think I've ever done that, to be honest. The normal thing to do would be to meet somewhere public for the first time, see if you get along. If you're trying to do like Jeff is saying and he just wants to see what she's like, you don't have to go to her house to do that. They could have met at the pizza place. They could meet there, see what it's like. First few dates are out going somewhere else, and then go back to someone's house. This is all assuming the girl is an adult, obviously. With a 13-year-old, it's wrong in every situation. Just the fact that he's in their house alone with no parents around, there is no good intentions that he had in this house, and he can't lie and say that he did.
What do you mean you don't know? She's 13.
I don't know. I was just throwing things out, just in case. Maybe I did like her. Maybe it was,
So then you'd marry a 13-year-old girl because she's really cool and you could have sex.
After a while, if it worked out, yeah.
After a while.
Yeah.
What, 3 years of dating?
I don't know.
A romantic courtship?
Maybe.
Maybe. So you're cool with all this? You just think this is...
And it's kind of like the cop during his interrogation brings up that it doesn't matter what excuse you give, that you weren't going to do everything, or you were going to try to find some legal loophole, to get her parents' permission or get a marriage contract or anything. She's 13. It's morally wrong. It doesn't matter how you justify it. It doesn't matter how you try to circumvent or twist or bend the law to kind of fit your intentions. None of that matters. It's wrong. She's 13, so it doesn't matter what your bullshit excuse is.
Just fine. March in here to this home.
I know what you're.
Well, what else am I supposed to think, Jeff?
Do I seem like a dishonest, dirty person?
Yes, you do, Jeff. You had a sexual conversation with a 13-year-old and then came over to their house. You seem exactly like that. And not only on top of that, regardless of that, you seem like an arrogant, clingy, needy, sarcastic douchebag.
I mean, do I seem like it to you?
This chat seems like it.
Like, just imagine, like, working with this guy. Like, this is a guy in your office where you work. I bet you everyone hates this guy. Like, they just tolerate him because they have to work with him. I bet you they all talk behind his back. Like, they just know, like, this guy sucks. This guy's probably can't stand him.
It seems like someone who at 44 years old.
Chat is chat.
Chat is chat, but showing up is showing up. And guess what, Jeff? You showed up. At a home where you knew a 13-year-old girl would be alone. After.
Yeah, he showed up. He crossed the line. There's, like, even that chat is inappropriate. And I'm not sure what the laws are. They probably vary from country to country or state to state. Even having a chat like that with someone underage should be illegal. You should go to jail just for that. But there is a very clear line that you cross when you show up. Real life to internet, there's a clear line there that once you show up physically in real life, you have crossed a huge boundary where you can no longer claim, like, oh, it's just online chat. It's like, no, you showed up, you're here for real. Now you're in a whole new league of trouble.
A sexually charged conversation online. You come in, oh, I want to hug you.
Yeah.
The little girl's nervous. You do it with everybody.
Yeah.
You do that every time you meet a 13-year-old girl.
I do it when I meet somebody for the first time.
Okay, but this somebody is not an adult, Jeff. She's 13.
Please tell me who you are.
I'll tell you.
I'm trying to be nice here.
Okay.
So
Chris should have just... I want to see Jeff when he's not nice. I want to see, like, what he would be like when he gets really angry. I wonder if this, like, nice guy facade would disappear, or I wonder if he's just secretly such a cowardly person that he would just never actually stick up for himself. He would just carry on this same attitude for hours on end if he had to. I have the feeling that he would never actually get angry, because when he's being interrogated, it's a bit different with interrogation because he's been arrested and there's a cop in the room, and so he's probably not going to, like, put up a fight. But I think he's just kind of given an empty threat here. He's kind of threatening, like, I'm going to stop being nice if you don't tell me who you are. But I want to see him when he's not nice.
But you're not answering all my questions.
I will. Can you just tell me who you are?
I'm Chris Hansen, and this is an investigation called Hansen versus Predator.
Oh, Jeff.
So if there's anything else you want people to know,
Look at that stupid smirk on his face. Like,
anything you want to say, now would be a good time to say it.
I can't believe this happened.
Did you bring any sort of a marriage contract?
No.
So what was all that talk about?
I don't want to talk anymore.
kind of like how Ron Knight, the bodyguard there, is just kind of lurking behind that pillar. He's just trying to stay out of the camera, but he's just waiting there to pounce on this guy. He's probably just hoping Jeff Sokol... He's probably listening to this whole conversation, and he's just hoping Jeff Sokol makes a sudden move so he can just tackle him to the ground and kneel on his head.
Okay.
You can leave.
On camera.
You can leave.
What do you mean I can leave?
You can leave.
And then what?
That's not up to me.
Who's it up to?
What do you mean I can leave? Jeff thought he was just going to be imprisoned in that house forever?
It's not up to me.
And he bought an entire pizza, a large pizza, and he only got to eat half of a slice.
You didn't have to come here, you know. What do you do for a living, John?
I don't want to talk anymore. There's
Insurance business, right?
cameras rolling.
Insurance?
I don't want to talk anymore.
All right. As I said, you're free to leave.
Can you shut it off?
I cannot shut it off now.
I mean, what is this?
It's an investigation for a television program called Hansen versus Predator, where we investigate grown people who go online and try to create inappropriate, illegal...
I like that camera guy right here with the glasses. He just looks so serious. He's just, holding the camera there and just looking at the little viewfinder there, and he's just so serious about getting the perfect shot of Jeff Sokol.
Who go online and try to create inappropriate, illegal relationships with underage children. So unless you have something else to say, now would be a good time to go.
I don't have anything else to say.
All right, then. You can take your pizza if you like.
You want a slice?
I'm good, thank you very much.
So the cops here?
We'll see.
Okay.
Which is funny because
if they're here.
usually Chris says that's not up to me or something, whereas now he's like, we'll see. I think he's just so frustrated with this guy that he just kind of wants to give him that last little jab there, strongly hinting that the cops are there.
Slice?
I'm good, thank you very much.
So the cops here?
We'll see.
Okay. Or if they're here, just bring them in.
It'd be best if you went that way.
Now, the cops aren't coming for you, Jeff. You go to the cops. And I wonder if he's just like not leaving. It could be that he knows what's coming for him and he's just trying to delay it. But it could also be he has to be defiant in everything he does. He has to just be argumentative in everything. So he knows that they kind of want him to leave. So he's just going to sit there for a little bit longer out of spite. You know, just that extra 45 seconds to a minute of sitting there just so that they don't have their way.
Grab a jacket.
Just out for the garage.
He's funny because John Doopy looked through that curtain there, but it seems like Jeff is looking at it. I wonder if he can like hear, because the cops are probably there. I wonder if he could just hear people in there and he knows something's up and he's wondering what it is.
Just out for the garage.
So he definitely looks at that curtain. Just go, Jeff.
Come on, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go.
And now Jeff has found himself in handcuffs under arrest at the police station, and he's about to be interrogated by this cop in the blue shirt there. So let's get into this.
Thank you, sir.
You all set?
Appreciate it, Scott.
Calling Indian.
Cool.
I'll be in,
Push this foot. It's kind of hard to even see their faces. This footage is so crappy. But
where you coming?
Okay. First thing I need to do, I'm Detective Kelly, obviously with the Fairfield, Connecticut Police. I'm just going to go over your rights with you. You're willing to speak with me about what happened to me?
And it's kind of funny because this cop later says that they're roughly the same age, only a few years apart, and it must just make Jeff feel like such a piece of shit. This isn't like an older cop grilling like a 20-year-old. This is like a peer. This cop is probably a stand-up guy, and Jeff is a total scumbag here under arrest for trying to do one of the worst crimes imaginable. Just this situation, the power dynamic is totally against him. Everything is against him. He just has this, just the fact that Jeff seems to not understand what he did wrong this whole time just shows what kind of person he is.
Okay. He's being recorded, too. Correct.
There's a lot of boring parts in this video like this, so I wasn't sure if I should kind of edit them down or anything, but I figure I'll just let the whole video play as it is, and I won't kind of censor it or edit it, and then we'll just talk about it.
Okay, I just want you to read you can read your own rights, and if you understand them, just initial it, and then we're going to go down here to court and do the same kind of a thing, okay? So you have the right to remain silent, you understand that?
Yeah, Jeff is
Any
left-handed.
police officer, anything I say can be used against me. I have the right to consult with a lawyer before I answer any questions, and may have a lawyer with me during questioning. The right to have a lawyer appointed for me if I cannot afford one before I answer any questions. I know that if I answer any questions, I have the right to stop answering at any time. Stop answering any questions at any time. If I wish to talk with a lawyer, I may have him with me during any further questioning. And I'm willing to answer questions and make a statement knowing that I have these rights. I do not want a lawyer at this time. I know and understand what I am doing. I do this freely and voluntarily, and no threats or promises have been made to me. Do you understand those rights?
Well, I'm probably gonna have to get a lawyer.
Okay. So we're not going to discuss what happened, though.
No, figured that out.
Like, is Jeff just being a dick here and giving a problem about the rights? Like, this is the same for everyone who's arrested. It's not like this document was written just for you. This is the law. They're like, signing it or not signing it, it's not going to make a difference. This has been decided in some sort of court or legal proceeding that this is the language used. So there's no point in like arguing against it. It's not like an employment contract or you're like selling something where there could be different things in there. It's like this is the law. These are your rights. So like, what's he arguing about?
What's your address again?
1064 on Beacon Street.
Brooklyn?
Yeah, Promenade.
Some of it's kind of hard to hear because they're mumbling, but the audio's not that good. But I think later when they start talking more, it's easier to hear them.
484?
I'm 44.
And where were you born?
In Brooklyn.
Brooklyn, Massachusetts.
Born in Brooklyn.
Birthday?
6471.
Was high school completed in school?
I got a bachelor's degree.
Bachelor's.
Yeah, college.
I wonder where they ask questions like this, things like where you were born, highest level of education. Is that just they're just trying to get information for their database about like just criminals in general? Because it's not really like what city you were born in and your level of education. It's not like you're gonna get more or less jail time based on your education. So maybe they just want stats. So if they start seeing trends that, 90% of criminals convicted of this crime did not graduate high school, maybe that's, some sort of problem that they can look into. Is that the reason? Or they just like collecting information on you? Because even a lot of these guys, they ask them like, are you married? Like, when was your last girlfriend? Like, when was your last relationship? It's like, if you're committing a crime like this, does it really matter if the last girl you dated was 3 weeks ago or a year ago or 2 years ago? This doesn't seem like it really makes a difference, but they always seem to ask that.
Read and write, obviously.
Yeah.
Just make sure that chicken scratch, you could read that. You just essentially, you're agreeing to speak to me. This is you. And I'm Detective Kelly. I've identified myself as a police officer. You're 16 years of education. You can read yes, and you can write yes. And you can just sign here, and it'll be done with that form. And we could probably just kind of start with what happened this evening. I looked at some of the texts. There's several pages of text between you and the young female. Can you just tell me what kind of happened from your standpoint tonight? You're I assume, at home in Brooklyn.
And it's kind of funny comparing this cop's methods and demeanor compared to some of the other ones. Like, the Ohio cops are they're more straight to the point. Like, they're way more like stern with the guy. Like, this guy's come across as a little bit friendlier, more chill, I guess. Whereas like some of the female cops, they'll act softer. Like the woman that was interrogating John Dupey, right? She was talking to him almost like a child because he was breaking down crying. So she was being really soft with him. Catherine Reed, she acts kind of very friendly for the most part with them. Whereas this guy is more just kind of dry and monotone. He's just kind of like, need the information. Like there's not a lot of emotion in his voice. He starts to get angry a bit later on because, you know, how could you talk to Jeff Sokol and not get angry? But it's just kind of different how it could just be his personality, or this is the method that he uses during interrogations.
And you're corresponding with this younger girl.
Yeah, I was just looking to meet her, and I know you're not going to believe me, but I honestly was not planning on having sex with her.
And again, obviously he's lying. We all know it. But we've seen before, we all know the whole saying, honestly, that doesn't mean that you're honest. Most part, it means you're less honest. Because if you were honest, you wouldn't need to tell people that you're honest. He just adds to that by saying, I know you're not going to believe me. Because he probably thinks in his mind that if I tell them that they're not going to believe me, it makes him somehow look like he is believable. And he's kind of already, the first thing out of his mouth is blaming the other person. I know you're not going to believe me, but here's my statement. So he's already just like trying to blame the other person, kind of like, it's your fault for not believing me. I'm telling the truth. I know you're not going to believe me. Almost like it's some way to like twist it around that the person's going to be like, no, I'll believe you. That's probably what's going on in his mind. He's like, every interaction he has to be some sort of a manipulation. Like he can't just say what happened. If you didn't do anything wrong, say I didn't do this thing that you're accusing me of. Don't say I know you're not going to believe me, but honestly, I didn't do it. Like, why do you need all that? An honest person wouldn't need to say all that.
I know the texts talk about that, but
yeah, I didn't have intentions of doing that. I know the texts talk about it, so you didn't have intentions of doing it, yet you talked about doing it. That's not helping you there, Jeff.
talk. I mean, I wasn't planning on having sex with her unless it was bright and legal to do it. I don't know if I would have or not either, but I was not going to do
What do you
it.
mean by right and legal to do?
Well, I mean, she seemed like somebody, you know, that was mature and, you know, somebody that...
You know who else are people that seem like they're mature? Adults. Women that are 18 years old or over. They seem mature as well. So why pick a 13-year-old? There's plenty of mature women out there.
You know, that would be fun to hang out with. And
they, like, a lot of them say that too. Like, she seemed like a cool person. They'd be fun to hang out with. But you would have said that about anyone. That's just your excuse, either to justify it to yourself or to justify it to the police of why you're trying to do it. Like, he would have said that about anyone, no matter how boring they are. Like, no matter who it was. If it was just a picture of a girl and him talking, he'd say, oh, well, she seemed so cool. Like, why? Like, they didn't say anything different than any other person. And the chat wasn't deep enough. Like, they didn't know each other long enough or get into details deep enough to personally know someone. So how could she seem that cool? Like, their whole chat and relationship up to this point was so surface level. How could he possibly think that she was cool? He just used that to justify what he's doing. But he would have, no matter who it was, what girl he was talking to, what underage girl, he would have thought that she was cool. Because he made up his mind what he wanted to do with her. And his justification is, she seems like a person I'd want to meet. But she didn't, like, do anything. Like, they have nothing in common. So why could he say that?
so I wanted to meet her and find out if she was what I thought she was.
So how long had you been corresponding with her?
Like 3 weeks, yeah.
And how'd you meet her?
A chat site,
What was that called?
Wire Club.
Wire Club? Is that, what is that? Is it,
And, like, yeah, you knew her for 3 weeks. Like, I'm not sure. Because I guess they kind of live further apart, like 2.5 hours. But I remember when I was doing online dating, I would never wait 3 weeks. It's usually like, you meet someone on the site, you chat a little bit. And usually you meet up for you meet for coffee or something, usually like within a week. Like, I I don't feel the need to chat constantly without. It's like if the relationship is going to progress to any level, you kind of want to meet him face to face fairly soon. And if what he's saying is that he wanted to come over to see what she was like, why would he wait 3 weeks of chatting to do that? I think it's because he wanted to wait 3 weeks for her to prove that she's not a cop and to probably work up the nerve to actually come and meet her. Like, is this it could be that I do things differently. I don't know what other people do. Maybe they like to chat longer. But it's like if you're interested in a romantic relationship, obviously with an adult, like why would you just chat all day long for 3 weeks? Like you would want to meet sooner or later. Like, I don't know. I mean, other people could do it differently. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're doing something wrong, but just like chatting for someone for 3 weeks just seems like a waste of time if you really want to get to know them like he claims he does.
Kind of a hookup site or
No,
something?
it's like chat rooms, but I mean, I don't know if it's a hookup site because there's people there that are all over the
Have
world.
you talked to people before, girls, guys, whatever,
Yeah,
on that particular site?
yeah.
Have you talked to younger girls before today, or in the last couple of weeks, rather?
You know, not that I know of.
And what was the
You would know. You would know, Jeff.
interest in this particular girl? Let me back up a second. Are you married?
No.
Have you been married?
Yeah.
Divorced?
Yeah.
How long?
Like 10
10 years or
10,
more?
11 years, yeah.
Any kids?
No.
What was the reason for the dissolution of the marriage? Anything?
I wasn't there, so I can't say what the reason for the dissolution of the marriage was, but I'm going to venture a guess and say that it was probably all Jeff's fault.
Major issue with the ex-wife?
No, no.
Or she with you?
No.
Yeah, I bet you that Jeff probably met some woman. She was probably like a little bit naive, probably like a little bit younger than him. And she kind of fell for his nice guy facade. She fell for it long enough that they got married. And they probably got married very quickly, I would guess. Because seeing how quickly Jeff wants to move with this girl, like, I mean, yeah, it took 3 weeks of chatting to go meet her, but he was already talking about getting married. Like, in 3 weeks, the topic of marriage came up. So once he kind of pulls the trigger on his plan, he looks like he intends to move quickly. So they probably got married soon after meeting, and then she quickly realized his true nature, and then she was probably stuck with him for so long trying to find a way out, and then finally, luckily, they got divorced, and hopefully she's free now and doing much better.
No, it was just a mutual breakup.
And of course, all this stuff I'm saying is speculation. I don't know for sure, but it's just kind of what my gut's telling me.
And how about dating and things since then? Do you have relationships? Have you had any recently?
Yeah, I mean, a few here and there. Yeah.
What was the last one?
And I wonder if that's what happened, is that, because it sounds like he hasn't really had a serious long-term relationship since he got divorced 10 or 11 years ago. So I wonder if he's been trying to pull the same plan. He's been trying to manipulate another woman into this situation, and it's not working, because it's probably hard to do. It's probably like, 1 in a million women would actually fall for this bullshit. And he's been trying, but it never works out long term because they figure him out pretty quickly. So maybe he decides if he can go for younger and younger and eventually 13-year-old girls, maybe they will be dumb and naive enough to fall for his tricks. And then when this one seemed to go for it, he dug his claws in, and of course it turned out to be a sting, and now he's here under arrest being interrogated.
I mean, I had a short one over the summer, a couple months.
How old was she?
41.
The adult woman.
Yeah.
Have you, met or chatted with or visited younger girls before?
Younger, yes, but I mean,
What's your, I don't know, younger than me is probably in their middle 20s. From my standpoint, I'm a little bit older than you, but what's younger to you?
I mean, yeah, I've dated girls in their 30s and 20s.
And I mean, this wasn't, I'm sure, the first time you met a girl who was purportedly 12 or so years old, right?
What would you say?
I said, I'm sure this isn't the first time you either chatted with or met with a girl who was, supposedly 12 years old.
I believe it was the first time that I know of.
It was?
And that's an argument, like, Chris brings this up a lot, and I think I brought it up. There's no way to tell if it's true or not that it's the first time doing it, because, at some point, they're going to talk to an underage person for the first time. So whether it's the time they got caught or whether they've done it a lot before and then got caught, there's no way to tell. And it doesn't really matter if it's your first time or your 7th time or your 50th time, it's still wrong. And then if this is the first time you came out to meet someone, that's especially wrong. So I think it's kind of a foolish argument to, debate whether or not they've tried to do it before. I guess it just maybe kind of shows if it was like a one-time thing versus something that they're always on the prowl for. But if you're the kind of person that could do this one time just because the situation presents itself to you, you're still so far beyond the line of illegality that it doesn't really matter, right? It's not a defense to say, this is the only time I've done this. This is my first time. Like, so?
Is that what you're saying? It was the first time? I don't know. You may have an issue or a certain fetish or attraction to younger girls. You probably do.
Yeah, I've never gone to meet a girl that was a teenager.
Never.
So by saying that, I've never gone to meet a girl who was a teenager, he's kind of implying, like through omission, that he has spoken online to people of that age. He's probably even tried to arrange to come over, but if they were real teenagers and not a decoy, like they would probably not be open to him coming over. So he probably wanted it. He probably tried it. He may have even asked to do it. It's just those situations didn't work out, thank God. And this time the decoy was more than willing to have him come over because it was a sting.
And why tonight? Just Saturday night, it's got it from basically the Boston area, right?
I just had nothing to do. I figured we'd just hang out, and I was just gonna drive home later tonight.
You talked, I know in the text there was some mention of a marriage contract. I don't know if it's a religious thing or something else, but what's the...
It's kind of funny how the police and Chris Hansen just really zeroed in on the marriage contract, which I said in my last commentary. I don't think he actually went through with it. I don't think he actually found the contract and had it printed out. I think it's just something he discussed. But I wonder why they really focus on that. Maybe it's just because that's a damn good piece of evidence. If he, has a document that's signed, that would really prove his intentions. I wonder if that's the reason, or is it just because it's so outlandish and bizarre that they can't? It's like you gotta ask him about that.
The deal with the marriage certificate. What was that whole conversation? A marriage agreement or a contract you talked about?
Well, I know I was joking at one time when I said, "Is it in the contract?" I was joking.
Was there a mention of bringing some type? Maybe it was in jest, but you mentioned bringing some type of marriage contract or something like that.
No, it wasn't. No, bringing something. No.
Did you mention having her sign it, or you signing it, or both of you signing it? I can go get the paperwork. Unfortunately it's an inch thick, but there's some conversation about that. I just want to know.
Yeah, there was conversation. There was conversation about that. I was just explaining to her that people could get married by just signing a contract, signing marriage documents.
And is he really so stupid to believe that would possibly be an out for him? That would possibly be a way for him to get away with this crime? That all he had to do was print off a piece of paper, get him and the girl to sign it, and then he could legally have sex with a 13-year-old without consequence. This guy's seriously that dumb that he thought it'd be that easy, and that somehow he's the first genius to figure out this loophole that would allow him to get away with it? Why would you even look that up?
So you're talking about a 12-year-old girl, right? It's kind of...
Yeah,
I think you could probably even
14, but yeah, she said she was 14. But okay.
She was 14?
I know, it's young.
Maybe I should get some of the text, so we're both clear about what age she said she was.
She wasn't 12.
No?
No.
And 14 is that big of a difference anyways? Like, you're 44?
Different, it's a difference to me.
Because neither are legal, you know that,
And,
right? The age of consent is 16, which is, you know, in my mind, yeah, too young also, but he thought she might be 14.
yeah.
Oh.
It's funny they got the toilet paper there, probably to be used as either Kleenex if they need it, or for people to wipe away tears if you're crying like a baby, like John Doopy. And it's probably just, they have limited budgets, so it's like, well, toilet paper versus Kleenex, the toilet paper is cheaper, so they just use that. I think this is the chat log that was just handed to him. Is that what happened here?
So these are obviously a copy of some of the text between the two of you.
Yeah.
And this, you said you met her, what, give or take 3 weeks ago?
I think so.
You're talking about, blowjobs and oral sex and... I'm just tell me what's going on in your life that we even have you, going down this road. Maybe you've always lived like this. I don't know, but it's of concern, obviously, to everybody,
And yeah, like I'd have questions like that too when it's something like this. Like, it's like what was going through your mind? Like, you would, like, even like law aside. It's like, just man to man here, like, what the fuck were you thinking? Like, what drives a person to do this? Like, it's like I would have to know, because some behavior like this, like, I think, I can't remember if he asks or, Hansen brought up, like, there's no women your age in Boston? Like, it's like, why do that? Like, it's sometimes it's so hard to even understand where a person's coming from that I would be like, off the record, like, why did this happen? Like, what's going on in your life? What makes a otherwise, seemingly normal person do this kind of thing?
4-year-old guy, and you're talking about a 12-year-old girl, and in your mind maybe she was 14, but it's certainly illegal and, horrible in most people's eyes, right?
And I said that. You could probably read that.
And you drive from 2.5 hours away to see this girl.
I didn't think it was against the law to meet with somebody and just hang out and talk to them.
But you probably, I don't know.
Is it? Just like hang out with somebody?
To hang out?
If I had sex with her, yeah, that would be against.
It's kind of funny, the cop is just so, like, shocked by the question that, he would want, that anyone would want to hang out with a 13-year-old girl, that he's like, to hang out? Like, it's like he doesn't even understand the question.
To see this girl.
I didn't think it was against the law to meet with somebody and just hang out and talk to them.
But you probably, I don't know.
Is it? Just like hang out with somebody?
To hang out?
If I had sex with her, yeah, that would be against the law. But they didn't
Okay,
do
so
that.
let's just take a step back. So let's just say you never got divorced from your wife, and you had a daughter. You said it was 10 years ago, right? Give or take, you got divorced. So let's just say, as a result of that marriage, you had a daughter or a son who was 10, 12, 13 years old. And it's Friday night, and you and your wife, hey, honey, hey, whatever your daughter's name is, Caitlin, we're going to run to out to dinner and stay out a little bit late, you could stay at home and you come to find out, they walk in, there's a 44-year-old guy from, 200 miles or 100 and something miles away. Is everybody cool with that? You're cool with that?
Well, obviously, at first, no.
At first?
Yeah, when they first walk in, it's not.
And again, like, it's funny, like, him and John Dupy have that same kind of answer where it's like, if I was a good person, I might be cool with it. And they're the only two predators, at least off the top of my head, that I can remember that say anything like that. Most of them say, yeah, if it was me, I would not like it. And there's no one would like that. Like, you have to be delusional to the extreme to think that coming home and finding some strange 44-year-old man hanging out with your 13-year-old daughter, that you would in any way give him a chance and you'll sit down and talk to him and see what kind of a person he is. Like, no one would do that. It's odd. There's only one reason he'd be there. There's no, even if he had no sexual intent, just the fact that he's there and you weren't aware of it, and that, like, he was talking to your daughter behind your back, you weren't aware that he was coming over, you weren't aware of their relationship, of them talking. No parent in the world would be okay with that. It's so inappropriate. So it doesn't matter how good of a person he is. Like, no dad's going to sit down and, I'll give this guy a chance and see if he's cool before I decide if I want him to hang out alone with my teenage daughter. No one's thinking that. Like, this guy is delusional.
It's not going to be cool. But if it was somebody like me, I don't think there's a threat.
Yeah, so this would be a bad problem, except for Jeff. If it's someone like him, the parents would be cool with it. Like, a dad coming home and finding this guy in his house would just be fine because Jeff is such a good person. Every other guy out there, this would be wrong, but Jeff is such a good guy that parents should be fine with it.
But how do they know what your intention is? You're talking about blowjobs and pics.
Yeah, they don't.
Other issues. You're not talking about maybe some common interest of music or sports, which is also, the whole thing would be weird. I think just what everybody would think. I think you actually would too. It's unhealthy and strange.
Yeah, even like Mike Manzi, who never really said anything overtly sexual in his chat, he still got arrested, and he still looks like a huge creep. So the fact that Jeff Sokol was saying all the sexual stuff, like, you have to be a huge creep to look worse than Mike Manzi, to have worse intentions than him. So it's like, yeah, it doesn't even matter whether or not you said something sexual in the chat. It's still illegal. It's still weird just to go over to hang out with a teenager. And the fact that you've said all this disgusting stuff in your chat, it just makes it all the worse.
A 44-year-old guy, what's he got in touch with, in common with a 12 or 14-year-old girl? And why, if he lived in a big metropolitan area, would he drive whatever the distance was, 2 hours away on a Saturday night?
Isn't that all speculation? It's
what's the speculation? I'm looking at this.
You're speculating that I was going to have sex with her tonight.
Because that's what you said.
Yeah, there's no speculation there. You put it in writing. They have it sitting there in front of them. You said your intentions.
I didn't say that.
You didn't say that? Well, tell me what you said.
Well, we talked about having sex, but that doesn't mean...
Isn't that strange?
That doesn't mean I was going...
You talked about coming over to have sex, but you weren't coming over to have sex. That doesn't make a lot of sense there, Jeff.
Tonight?
Well, yeah, tonight, maybe tomorrow, maybe next week.
Maybe when she's 16.
But where's that in the conversation?
I don't know, it might be.
Did you mention that?
Maybe you did. It might be in there. I mentioned that I was looking, I looked into like the laws and stuff about, minors. I was looking into those.
Why would you do that?
No, because I was going to meet a minor. And, to hang out with them.
So you knew there was an issue?
Yeah, exactly. If you were just going to meet a buddy of yours somewhere, you wouldn't need to research whether or not it was legal to meet up with them. The fact that you had to do research and try to find a way to circumvent the law means that you're doing something wrong.
Otherwise you wouldn't research it.
Yeah, but there's an issue if you do this and this and this. But because
Jeff he's so confident, he thinks he knows the law.
And this is just I was looking, I was just like looking down the road, like let's say I did like her and she liked me, why not?
But this is somebody you've never met before.
I know. I was just thinking out loud, looking at the the big picture. That's all. Doesn't mean I was going to like do what I was going, what I was.
Is that like your, lack of a better description, like your cup of tea, like you want some very young girlfriend or bride? Is that like some fantasy you have? Which is fine if that's what your fantasy is. I just want to know where you're coming from.
I don't think that's fine.
Liking particularly to her, and she happened to be.
This is through all chatting or texting.
And Jeff is trying to pretend like he was open to a girl of any age, and he started talking to this one and liked her, and she just happened to be 13. I have a very good feeling that he singled her out for that exact reason. He was looking for someone of that age. If the profile, this same girl, had said she was 25, he probably would have just skipped over her, not even given her a chance. He singled her out specifically for her young age. So he can't pretend like, oh, he just, the age wasn't an issue. He was just looking for someone and she happened to be young. But he didn't like her for that reason. It was because she was such an interesting person. That's bullshit.
Right?
Exactly.
Somebody you never even met.
Correct.
So for the sake of talking, it could have been, it wasn't, but it could have been me posing as this girl. You wouldn't know who you're talking
Could have
about.
been, yeah. Could have been.
It's not like you saw her or spent time with her.
Well, that's why I came down, was to see if I had a connection with her. If you, what was your name again?
It's Detective Kelly.
If I...
When he says that, it reminds me of that part in Pulp Fiction where that guy says to Samuel L. Jackson, he's like, what was your name again? He's like, I got your name, Vincent, but what's your name? And then Samuel L. Jackson's like, your ass ain't talking your way out of this one. I think Jeff is just trying to be sociable to this guy, and what was your name again? It's like, yeah, your bullshit surface level charm isn't going to work on this cop. He's not a 13-year-old girl.
I mean, if you read all the text, I don't know if you read all of
I
it.
did not, and I probably can't digest them all right now,
Sure.
but I'm starting to try to look here.
I'm sure.
Good.
But if you read a lot of it, the exchanges between me and her, I was always aware and scared of any consequences if I was to do something wrong. Like if I was to have,
Like, what does that mean? You were scared of any consequences of doing this, and then you did it anyway, and are now facing the consequences? If you're thinking about doing something and you were scared of the consequences, and that thing is illegal, you probably shouldn't do it. Like, there's no reason to try to wiggle your way around and try to figure a way out of it, and then use that as a defense.
sex with her. And to be honest, yeah, of course, like, from what I saw, she's, beautiful and everything, but I was not going to risk anything by having sex with her. I just wanted to meet her and hang out with her, and I was going to go home.
No, he went through such effort to find a way around the law. He went over there, maybe he went over there to see what she was like, but his intention was to figure out if it was safe, figure if he was going to get caught. There's no way that his intention wasn't to eventually have sex with her. He was just trying to see if he's going to get busted. He wanted to see if her parents came home, if someone saw him there, if the girl got cold feet and ratted him out. Like, he definitely had plans to do something terrible. He was just trying to find a way. He was just trying to be cautious about it and figure out a way to kind of circumvent the law. So he can't say, like, he's using that as a defense. Like, he wanted to make sure it was legal first or whatever bullshit rationale he has. But, like, his intention was to eventually have sex with her either that night or the next time or the time after that. You can't say that he didn't have intentions of doing that. He went through such great lengths to figure out some way to make this legal and right. And he thinks that is a defense for his behavior when it's not. It just kind of proves that he's guilty.
You're gonna meet her, hang out
I
with her.
can't trust anybody, obviously, now, even more so, but,
How do you think we and she feel?
well, see, I get it, I get it, you guys.
We're trying to protect the innocent and the vulnerable, right?
Yeah, but
Just like when you were that age and I was that age, you wouldn't want some guy, attacking you.
If he's dangerous, yeah, of course not.
Or maybe he just has bad intent.
If he's dangerous. Yeah. Like, Jeff just doesn't get it. He thinks that there's some kind of difference between him and every other guy that does this kind of thing. He thinks that he's somehow superior because his intentions was different. But if he watched TCAP, he would know that every guy has some sort of bullshit excuse along these lines. And there's no way that they're all innocent. He just somehow has it in his mind that he's a good guy with good intentions and he's not like all the other guys that do this exact thing.
When you were 12 or 14 years old, if there was some guy in your life or appeared in your life who's in his 40s and is talking about having sex with you and different things, isn't it your parents and the police and the school system's job to kind of protect you from that person? And sometimes if you're not being like totally honest with your parents or, you know, community people, we're the only alternative sometimes we have is to do like sting type operations like this. But we'd never catch anybody. Because you're not going to tell anybody. You're so paranoid about it, you're researching the statutes. Because you know it's wrong. Right?
Right.
And I'm sure in here there's probably conversations with a girl about, you didn't tell anybody about this, right? Or something like that, because you're afraid of and you didn't go when the parents were home. If it's wonderful, then yeah, if your parents are home, that's great. I'd love to meet them. No, your parents aren't home, right? Kind of thing. They're away. They're not coming home. Whatever. You with me?
Yeah, I'm with you. Yes.
And I think this probably goes back a long time. This did not happen overnight. I'm a little bit older than you. And whatever my makeup is physiologically and emotionally and every other way, it didn't start last week. So you probably had these fantasies, desires, interests probably your whole life, actually. Or until you became an adolescent or something.
Fantasies about what?
I'm assuming younger women. And maybe as you got older, like you wanted to stay in that realm, like, oh, the younger girls, I like them better for whatever reason.
And again, you'll never know what's going on in someone's mind, so we can only speculate, but it could be that he's just attracted to young girls like that. But it's also possible that he's more attracted to someone that he can control and manipulate, and that is so much easier to do with a 13-year-old than it is with a grown woman. So he just tries to find someone like that because then he can groom them into fitting the mold, or fitting into how he sees their relationship being, because any relationship he's in is not going to be equal, right? He's going to try to control everything, and most women would kick him to the curb for doing that. So he has to go with someone who doesn't know any better. So maybe that's the reason. Maybe if he could find a 35-year-old woman who was easily manipulated, he might go for that just as quickly. We never know. I mean, that would be terrible, but it's not illegal. So, but it doesn't matter what their reason for doing it is. It doesn't matter if they're a preferential offender or a situational offender. The end result of what they were trying to do is illegal, and it's equally bad. So, who cares why they're doing it?
You would have to tell me what the attraction is.
It's never happened before.
Well, we're talking like 12 years old. It's like 6th, 7th grade. You know what I mean? It's a young human being.
It keeps saying 12.
Well, you want me to use your term and say 14?
I mean, I know they're both young, but it's a little bit, different.
Is it being a teenager? Is that the big hump that you need to hear? Like, okay, she's a teenager. She's 13, she's not 12. She's 14, she's not 12.
Yeah, it's like Jeff is kind of hung up on the age and doesn't get the big picture. He's, there's a big difference between them being 12 versus 13 versus 14, or him lying about being 37 when he's 44. Those little age differences don't make that big of a difference in the grand scheme of things. The whole thing is he is middle-aged and she is a teenager. That's where the problem comes in. It's not like the 2 to 6 year age difference in either one of their ages makes that big of a difference. Like a 37-year-old with a 14-year-old or a 12-year-old with a 44-year-old. Just the fact that he's making that comparison, or he's correcting the guy, that there's that slight difference. The whole thing is just so wrong. It doesn't matter what minor difference there is. I don't know what's going on in his head that he thinks that makes it somehow better.
It's 2 years older.
Yeah, still 2 years under the age of majority, right? Certainly not, worldly or mature enough to consent to anything, right? Doesn't have the legal right to do it, never mind. Because why? Because they're very young, so they need to be protected.
Can I ask you something?
Sure.
Why, if you thought I came down there to have sex, why didn't you wait and see if that happened?
Like, I think we could just all hear the collective head smack over that question. How could he be that demented? Like, if that girl was really 12 or 13 or 14, like, they're just going to watch on the video, they're just going to be hiding there in the back room, having to wait until he completes the act before they arrest him? Like, is he that delusional that he can't be serious? Like, he can't be that stupid.
Why would I want to put that girl that was in the house through any kind of a horrible experience that could get really out of hand really quickly?
Okay, I get you.
No offense.
I got you, but
There was like
I don't mean having
several
sex.
cops there and other able-bodied guys.
Right.
You'd be in probably some kind of pain at the end of it, because if you got maybe your clothes off and you're trying to grab her, we come in not knowing what you're capable of.
I know.
Why not do it like as much as we can as a gentleman? You're seated, Chris Hansen speaks to you, you're free to go. You know, you were compliant. We were, didn't throw you on the ground or anything. We handcuffed you, we brought you in. You know, I mean, why would you want to take it to another level where it's horrible? And she has to go through that, several times, because there's several different guys like yourself that are coming to meet her?
And of course, like Jeff, a lot of these guys, they probably think they're like the maybe not the hero, but they're the protagonist in this situation, that this is all about them, and they don't realize, like, you're just one of a whole bunch of guys that came in during this day or a couple days. There's nothing special about you. They just put a sting on, and a whole bunch of idiots fell for it, and you're just one of them. You're no different than all the rest. So he's trying to defend himself or whatever, and thinks his circumstances are different, and it's like, no, you're just another guy in this long line of predators that they arrested.
Would you want to do that to anybody? Like, honestly.
No,
Put her, even the hug. As soon as you got there, you're trying to hug a girl you've never met.
no, that's not true.
You know. Well, maybe it is. I mean,
What does he mean that's not true? We have it on video.
I understand from your standpoint you probably want to, but from her standpoint you're a total stranger, and she's probably a little freaked out by it. You know?
She was cool with everything and just wanted to hang out and, have pizza. I mean, I honestly, that's why I was there. I just,
You need to.
my case, okay, for this is obviously there's a lot of text there,
Yeah.
but I was trying to do things or, make it so I wasn't breaking the law. If I decided at some point that I wanted to, have any relations with her,
What a nice guy for trying to follow the law. He should get a medal.
was trying to make sure that it was legal. Otherwise, I wasn't going to do anything.
I'll explain that a little bit.
Yes, please incriminate yourself further, because that would help our case.
If I came down and I liked her, she liked me, and
Right.
she was cool, and I didn't feel like she was, too immature or too young or too, the same, if I felt like I was on the same, level as her, like, emotionally and whatnot, I mean,
How could he be on the same level as her emotionally? He's probably older than her dad.
I didn't want to do anything that was breaking the law. So that's why I researched that stuff. I would never, that's like ridiculous that you guys thought that I would bring a contract down.
Well,
And now he's trying to make it look like you guys are the idiots. You're the foolish ones for thinking that I would do something.
we were going, I believe, through your
You're
texting.
interpreting.
I don't know.
You're interpreting it, but I mean,
Well,
it's not.
maybe we are. I don't know.
What's to interpret? You flat out talk about sex and all the stuff you want to do with her. There's nothing to interpret.
Oh, but I also see that you're mentioning that a 44-year-old guy shouldn't be talking to a 13-year-old girl like this.
Right, and so
That's
I felt guilty about it.
your
Yeah.
language, not mine.
I felt guilty about it, yeah.
And you think you might be on the same wavelength as her?
There's plenty of, young people I see on TV that are pretty smart, pretty mature.
13.
They're out there, yeah.
No, there might be, I don't know, there could be a couple out there, I think. Either they could be mature, but maybe they look like a little kid, or they
Why does everything
could look older, but they're very immature.
See, I don't
There's a
understand.
reason these laws are in place, right? I mean, to protect people.
Right, and I said that to her.
Which, meaning what? I'm still not, you kind of expounded on it before, but you're like, oh, I want to do things with her, so in case I did have feelings for her and I liked her, like it would be legal. I don't know what that means. She's still, let's just say 13, because you mentioned 13 right here. So how does that still make it legal?
I don't know, she said she was turning 14, but okay. How does it make what legal?
You just said that. How would it make it okay if you're going to do things with her and she's 13, and you ultimately had relations with her, intercourse, how does it make it legal?
It wouldn't unless her mom consented to marriage. It's the only way it would be legal.
So you're going to...
And even if that was legal, that would justify it in his mind. Like, there's more to this than just illegal and illegal. It's hugely immoral. He's like trying to find like a way to circumvent the law, where even if the law was that, even if there was a law that you were allowed to marry a 13-year-old, like, why would you even do that? Wouldn't you just know that it's wrong? He just seems to, it's like if he can justify to himself that he's within the law, then somehow that makes what he's doing okay, and it absolves him of guilt.
You're going to marry a 13-year-old girl with her mother's permission.
Maybe when she's 16, I would do that.
Like, what does he think of this girl's mother? What kind of mother would ever allow that? Like, the mother would have to be seriously deranged to even entertain that idea. And even if that was the case, even if she liked Jeff and, okay, I consent to it, they can get married, how's he going to explain that to, like, his friends and everyone, like his family? Like, he's going to tell his parents, invite all his coworkers to his wedding, and he's marrying a 13-year-old? Like no one's going to have raised eyebrows about that?
Why is that, like, so hard to believe?
Why is it hard to believe?
Yeah,
The cop's like, are you kidding me?
that could happen.
I can't say I've even ever heard of it. Actually.
If I wanted to, like,
Maybe in other countries it happens.
wanted to not break the law, that's what I would have to do.
You would marry her now,
I haven't
you're
broken the law.
44, she's 13.
Yeah, I haven't broken the law. I mean, so that's the thing. It's all like you're speculating what I was going to do based on conversations.
You also drove here. You didn't just like have chats that you're bad enough.
So what?
You actually drove 2 hours. You're like basically my age. You drove 2 hours to meet a girl. Most guys...
Yeah, you're putting it all together, right? Most guys would.
Oh yeah, here we go. He's trying to say, most guys are like this, but I'm not. I'm special. I'm a nice guy. All other guys are creeps and assholes, and they only want sex, whereas I'm different. I'm this upstanding guy. Where he's literally been arrested for trying to have sex with a 13-year-old, and he's sitting in an interrogation room being grilled by police. If he had any sense, he would realize that he must have crossed some line, because normal guys don't find themselves in this situation. So he can't try to pretend that he's some upstanding citizen who's being railroaded here.
Those guys younger than us, our age, older than us, if given the opportunity,
Right.
they might get in the car on a Saturday night and drive 2 hours if they think they're going to find, something that feels good at the end of the rainbow. But are they just going to do it to maybe meet somebody?
Most guys? So you're saying most guys, so it's like,
You're driving from Boston.
you're saying most guys.
Right.
That's not me.
It is you, Jeff. It is exactly you. That's why you're here in that chair.
Who are you? Tell me who you are. Because based on the text and the behavior you exhibited, I'd say you fit right in there. You just happen to like them much younger than what's normal.
Maybe.
Or illegal for
Maybe
that
I
matter.
enjoy just, talking about it. I don't know.
With a 12 or 13-year-old girl. That's a problem. I don't know you. I never saw you before in my life. That's a major league problem.
And yeah, and he's right. Like, most of the guys, when they're caught, they know the kind of trouble they're in. They know that what they did was wrong. They understand why it's wrong, and they just did it anyway, and now they're caught. Jeff doesn't seem to even understand why it's wrong to begin with. Part of me wonders, like, does he realize it's wrong? He's just trying to defend himself because he doesn't want to go to jail. So he's trying to defend himself? Or does he honestly believe that he did nothing wrong? Like, he's just that delusional that he, did whatever he had to do in his own mind to justify him doing this. He's put up these kind of like roadblocks or something just to stop him from even going down the road of realizing the consequences and just how wrong his actions were. Kind of boggles my mind that it's like he can't not realize how bad this is.
Seemed like it. Didn't seem like what? Just seemed more mature than that. More than, compared to what? Like a 28-year-old woman, like a 22-year-old girl? You're talking about a 12 or 13-year-old girl. And she's acting like she's 18? Yeah, so what? She still tells you she's 13 years old. You're 44. I mean, seriously, that's a major league problem.
And it's a major league problem. Like this is the kind of situation you should never find yourself in. Like there's some things that you might go down a bad path. Say, you're drinking a bit too much or kind of letting yourself go because you haven't been getting exercise and you've been eating too much and you're starting to put on weight, where your buddy or someone might have to bring it up that this is kind of becoming a problem you should fix. That's something that it's not a huge problem, but it's something that if you're caring about yourself that maybe you should take care of. This is a whole nother league. This is, like the cop said, a major league problem. This is not just some thing where you're kind of getting railroaded for something that you didn't really intend to do. Like Jeff is trying to make it look like this is not that big of a deal. Like this is flat out criminal. It's not only criminal, it's one of the worst things you could do. That's why these guys get beat up in jail, because even other criminals look down on this kind of thing so much that it is so disgusting. So Jeff trying to defend himself in any way, it's not as bad as it looks or whatever he's trying to say. This is a major league problem. He doesn't realize the trouble he's in. He's going to prison for this, and this is going to affect him for the rest of his life.
According to the law, it is.
But according to what, it's not?
In my head.
In your head?
Knowing what I was there for. Knowing that I was not dangerous, that I was not a threat to her, that I was not planning on having sex.
Not planning on having sex? What if you just happen to meet a girl that is for whatever reason, she's only 12 or 13, but man, she's a pistol, and she's all over you. What are you going to do, push her away?
Yeah, if I know I can go to jail, I would.
You would?
Oh, yes.
And why did you bring the Cialis?
You know what, that was in my car.
I don't care where it was in your pocket.
Yeah, I didn't want to leave it in the car.
And I said, what's in here? Just I believe it said CVS, either ibuprofen or something like that. You're like, yeah, that's all it is. And then we researched it, and it's just
right. Sorry,
why don't you tell me the truth?
I just got handcuffed. I don't even remember answering you, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and then we had the whole Cialis thing that, like I said in my last video, I'm pretty sure that what he actually swallowed before eating the pizza was for his IBS or whatever problem that was. I don't think that was Cialis, but he did have Cialis in the car, which just incriminates him further.
Yeah.
But no big deal. But it's not like you had some other medicine, I don't even pick out of the top of my head, that's completely unrelated to any kind of sexual interlude. This is right up that alley, right? It's correct?
It's something.
So the chat, the drive, the Cialis, the fact that for some reason you think that this is some innocent meeting between a mature 12-year-old and you.
I carry the Cialis around. I just do. And, sometimes
he just carries it around. Jeff is just such a stud that he just gets laid so often that he needs to have Cialis with him at all times for just the frequency with which women throw themselves at him. Sure, Jeff.
In my car, and I just didn't want to leave it in the car.
Doesn't it belong in a prescription bottle?
No.
It doesn't?
No, that's smaller. I usually carry. I have other pills too that I put in there.
All right. You don't see a problem with any of this, honestly.
I didn't say that.
Well, so you see a problem with it?
I see a potential problem.
Do you have
What?
nieces, nephews, whoever in your life, in your family?
Yep.
I don't know their ages, but maybe some are around her age.
honestly, Detective, I did not think I was breaking the law to come meet a girl. I honestly didn't. If you read the whole text, read everything, you can see how
Getting him to read the entire text is probably only going to make your situation worse. The more you read of it, the worse it looks.
scared I was to meet her.
Yeah, if you were doing nothing wrong, why would you be scared to meet her?
Just
Listen,
scared of the whole situation. But
you're scared of her for basically one reason, and the reason is that your clear intention was to have sex with her. Because if it truly was just to meet somebody, you wouldn't even be nervous about it. You'd be like, screw it. I would have no interest in having sex with this girl.
It's a situation.
I'm chatting. My right hand to God, and I'll swear to the parents, and they could be home for that matter. I'd love to meet them too, and my intentions are pure. Your intentions were not pure. That's why you had the reservations you had, right?
It was a new situation too, and you've never done it before, so yeah.
But you're 44, and
I
she's
also know
12, 13.
that there's all these laws about
Thank God there are, right?
about minors.
What if there weren't?
Listen, I know what.
If there weren't, that would be what Jeff Sokol would consider a utopian paradise.
I'm capable of.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I know you think that I'm bullshitting you.
No, you're trying to like kind of massage the corners, but do I think you're realizing and being honest with yourself and with me about what you did? No, I don't actually. But you're talking about it, and I appreciate that, but you're not. If you truly looked in the mirror and thought about what's going on or what you did tonight.
That's just because I don't feel like I did anything wrong.
Well,
Because you got caught before you could follow through with it. Doesn't mean you weren't doing anything wrong to begin with.
if you want to keep it in the straight and narrow and say all I did was come here and bring her a pizza. Yeah, any uncle, any neighbor, any guy could certainly do that. Any softball coach, whatever, as long as it's kind of like the parents know and there's nothing creepy going on. Yeah, in and of itself, is that fine? Sure.
But in all of those situations the cop just said, parents would be aware of it. If your kid was having pizza with their softball coach while you were not home and you were not aware he's coming over, that would be a big problem. And usually the parents would be there. Like, parents generally don't want their very young kids around strange adults without them being present, unless close family or people that they've kind of already approved. And most adults would know that. You're not going to just take a kid off with you somewhere without the parents knowing. It's just people know that that's kind of inappropriate.
But if that softball coach or whoever it may be is texting all kinds of things about having sex with the girl and her pussy and and send me a pic and everything else, and you're only 13 and I'm 44, and then you research the statutes and you drive 2 hours on a Saturday night and you bring Cialis with you, and there's a reference of a marriage contract because that'll somehow make it legal. It's fucked up.
Yes, Mr. Detective, that is fucked up.
Like, be honest with yourself. You can try to bullshit me all day long. It doesn't really matter to me. Most of the people that I talk to aren't exactly honest. But if you ever want to get well and maybe get past this point in your life and not be back here sometime in the future, or somewhere else for that matter, or in a bad place.
I agree. It's not something that
seriously
I should be doing, and I said that.
Yeah,
I said that.
that's a problem. If your first kind of thought about this was probably a correct one. Like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, this is wrong. I shouldn't need to research a statute to see if I'm able to hang out with a 13-year-old girl and talk about having sex with her. We're not talking like senior in high school or something. We're not in 6th, 7th grade, right?
It's not going to
You're 40.
It's
Not tonight. You just said before. You if things worked out and you ended up having relations, you wanted to know kind of like it would be illegal.
Right.
I think that's what you told me.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it unless it was legal.
It wouldn't do it. So the Cialis is just, we keep it just in case. And I'm driving 2 hours to meet a 12-year-old because I'm sure she's got a wonderful conversation and she's really interesting to chat to. You have a college degree. Where do you work?
If I was planning on having sex, I would have taken the Cialis at home and just left it there.
I don't know. For all I know, you took one already. Maybe you took one at home, maybe you brought another one in case it was a phenomenal night, right? Or for tomorrow if you slept over.
You know, I mean, I told you I had it in my car. You know, I rely on it when I date girls and stuff. So, because I have issues with that. So.
How about like, I mean, I know you're doing the texting thing. Were there any, you know, younger girl kind of adolescent pornography either at your house or in your car or anything? Images, computer images, phone images?
Let me look at my phone now.
Strange that he didn't answer. He didn't say no. He just said, you can look at my phone right there.
Did you send her pictures?
Yeah.
Of?
Yeah, me.
Such as you? Like what? Dick pics?
No.
Naked chest? What? Let's see.
Give me the phone.
Those are all my pictures.
This is of her or just you?
No, it's just like pictures that are on my phone. Sent her a random picture today. I just like took a picture of myself with my Brown shirt.
With your what, brother shirt?
Yeah. It's at the bottom.
Who's the girl September 16th? Friend of yours? Girlfriend? Whatever?
Yeah, it's just somebody that I was chatting with that sent me pictures on the same site.
Did she send you any pictures, this girl?
Who?
The girl from today.
No. Oh, yeah, she has.
Naked?
No.
Not naked?
Never asked for anything naked.
This is in your underwear, which is fine, but is that going, it's not going to her?
That one never went to her. Actually sent that to the girl I was dating that was 41. As a joke.
Whose dog, yours?
Mm-hmm.
Wonder why he asked that, just out of curiosity.
Your kids.
Oh, it's at my brother's wedding.
But if you took yourself out of it a little bit, like right now, I think, I mean, I'm sure you can understand why not only it's illegal, but it's just like flat wrong that anybody our age would be doing something like this. I mean, you're looking at it as puzzled look, like it's not a big deal.
No,
Yeah, I don't even know you, but I feel bad that you're not somehow comprehending it. It's like so wrong, it's not even, you can't even discuss it. And if you actually think it's okay,
no, that's not what I'm
that's
saying.
or even kind of okay or situationally okay, it's like you need serious help, honestly. You really do, because that's just fucked up.
I'm
Period.
not saying that it's okay. I never said that. I was saying
Well, what is
that
it?
my intentions were
What, pure?
my intentions were never to violate her, other than being in her presence. And that's something that, like, obviously it's like a back and forth that you guys would never know, because you're not inside my head.
No, I know, but I'm going by the only way I know you is I'm going through the chat,
I know
your
you.
actions today,
I know
what
you.
you said. Like, what am I supposed to go by? Something else? You know what I mean? Like, how can you judge me other than what we're talking about right now?
Yeah, like, I thought,
You
like,
don't know me either, right? So,
how do you, when you, what?
I have no idea what this is. Some kind of a
How do you-
video, I guess. How do I what?
So when you catch these, whatever you want to call them,
Sexual predators?
sex, you know, you catch these people meeting with minors.
Yeah. Like we go to you.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, good one on the cop there. Yeah, Jeff is still trying to pretend like there's some sort of divide between him and everyone else who's caught doing this. How they're the predators, he's not, and somehow he's different than them, even though he's in the exact same position.
So you got me in the house and everything, and I just I had no idea what was going on. You always do it like that?
Always? No, there's all kinds of ways that things like this come to light. There's times when something like this happens, and there's times when a parent calls because I just caught my 15-year-old daughter or whatever texting some guy who says he's 30, come to find out he's 44 or whatever, and they want the guy arrested for statutory rape. And
see, I thought it was against the law to have sex, to actually have sex, and then let's say I had sex tonight, and then somebody found out that I was with her, and they did some sort of.
Why would we want to wait until that happens?
I don't know. I mean,
it's kind of like saying, well, wait till the guy robs the bank before you move in. No, if we have probable cause to believe that these guys are about to rob a bank, why am I putting a free?
Exactly. Like, this kind of thing is so horrible that they can't wait until the act has been completed, because the trauma to the victim is going to be so horrendous that they have to try to catch them before it happens.
You can tell there's lives and innocent people in jeopardy, or in this case, the girl in the kitchen with a hat on. I'm going to let you grope her and feel her up and take your clothes off so that I have a stronger case?
See,
fuck that. You know what I mean? It ain't happening.
This is the problem with society,
Oh, so now Jeff is putting himself on the opposite side of society. He is the victim. He is the good and righteous man, where all of society is wrong. He's the victim of these beliefs that all of society has agreed on. It's like, Jeff, if all of society thinks something a certain way, maybe they have a point. Maybe you're in the wrong. But let's hear Jeff Sokol's musings on problems with society.
What's the problem?
That law enforcement looks at, all kinds of people just think that men are pigs and all they want is sex.
You're not helping make people not believe that, Jeff. You're kind of making the problem worse.
I never said that.
That's what you're making out. That's what you're making it out to be. You're basically saying that it's not humanly possible for me to hang out with this girl and not have sex with her tonight.
I didn't say it's not humanly possible. It's certainly possible that you could have drove down here after you had this sexually kind of charged discussion, and maybe you're respectful, maybe you're not some really aggressive guy, and she says, I'm not feeling it tonight, and you're like, okay, I'm going to come back another time. But really, your intention was Cialis, a lot of this discussion, marriage contract to make it legal. Why would I wait till, how am I going to take this on, do this for? I'm going to do this for months and months and months? Until one night, God forbid, you actually attack this girl? And nobody's there to protect her?
I don't know. That's
No, but you're making it sound like you talked about, a shared love of music or something else.
certain hockey. We talk about all that stuff.
And you also talked about sex with a 12 or freaking 13-year-old girl. It's fucked up.
It is. Like, when you're around a kid, a normal person watches their language. You're careful what you bring up. It's kind of like, when you're at work, you talk differently around coworkers and your boss than you would around, your close friends. You talk differently in different situations. And when there's a child in the room, you're going to watch your language and you're not going to talk about certain subjects that you would with another grown adult. So the fact that Jeff is willing to discuss sex and all this stuff like that with this girl, it's so wrong. Like, I don't understand how he could even defend himself.
Sex is a part of life. People talk about sex.
Adults do. They don't talk about it with kids in an inappropriate manner.
1 second. Hey, Kevin. What's up?
Oh yeah, this is the pizza part. It's kind of hard to hear, but if you listen carefully, apparently the probably one of his fellow police officers on the other end of the line is asking about the pizza that Jeff had. Apparently they took it and they're wondering what to do with it. So they're like, should we just like eat it, or do you want it? So they're having a discussion about that apparently.
Oh, yeah, I don't care. You can try. I'm in the interview right now, so you get chuck it or something. I'm in the interview. I'll do whatever you want with it. I don't care. Thanks. Oh, what are you talking about? Oh, I don't care. It's cool. It's cool. It doesn't matter, honestly. Yeah, I don't care. Maybe bounce off a Tony or something if you want. I could care less. Thanks. You know what he was talking about. Jesus. Yeah, but I mean, honestly, it really is like what's your passcode?
4102.
It is a serious problem you have. Because you're still kind of acting like, we had a guy earlier today, he's in tears and shaking. Because he knows it's wrong.
Was that John Dupey that they're talking about?
He feels like emotionally, mentally, kind of unstable, totally apologetic, similar situation, and but at least I felt like he was kind of owning up for his intention. Maybe not necessarily today.
Listen,
you're acting like you're still trying to turn me to say no, we're just gonna hang out. What's the big deal?
right? Because that was my true intention. So I can't. What else am I supposed to say?
With the Cialis,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. With
I know it's hard to believe.
With the sex chat, with a long drive. It's not like you said, hey, listen, I'm dressing up really nice, I'm going to take you out for something to eat, that's
Looks
cool,
bad.
which is still bad, and I still wouldn't really believe you, but
I know,
hey,
looks bad.
you come in with a pizza, you want to hang out home, parents aren't home, make sure of that.
Well,
and
they do.
the first thing you do, you want to give a girl a hug.
They would let me in if the parents were home. I wouldn't be able to hang out with her. Parents were home.
But you said
That's why I wouldn't come. I mean,
Of course.
it wouldn't happen. They wouldn't let me in.
right. Why?
Of course they wouldn't let you in.
You know why.
Yeah, we both know why. I just want you to know why.
And I'm well aware of it. I'm well aware that it looks bad. I'm well aware.
It looks bad, and it is bad. It's not just like, hey, we're jumping to
Again,
conclusions here. This guy's a great SAT prep guy. He's working with this girl for the. Her
I wanted to
teachers.
see what she was all about. I honestly was not planning on having sex with her.
That is fucked up.
Oh.
This cop does have some good one-liners, but you get to see his mounting frustration that Jeff doesn't get it.
You want to see what a 13-year-old girl is all about. You still don't see that as like being an issue.
I can see how it is an issue for most people with a
Most people might say,
Yeah, I see how it is an issue with everyone else, but not for me.
at our age, hey, the girl's like 26, 28, whatever. A little on the younger side for us, but hey, I want to hang out and see what she's all about. She's 12 or 13. 17-year-old boys aren't even interested in her.
Yeah, exactly. Like I remember being like an older teenager, even when I was like 15. Like when you're that age, even a 2-year difference is pretty big. It's like you would just have, even as like a 17-year-old, like a 13-year-old would be like your buddy's younger sister. Like they would just be annoying to have around. Like you wouldn't have any sort of attraction or desire. You wouldn't have any sexual interest in them. Or you wouldn't even have an interest in hanging out with them because they're not cool. They're just so much younger. They would have different interests. They would have their own group of friends. Like me and my brother are only two years apart. He's 2 years younger. But we had clear, like, even up to when we were even adults, probably up to the point we were 20, we had different circles of friends. Like we didn't really hang out that much. He was just my little brother. He had his own younger friends. I had my own friends, and we didn't mix together because that 2-year difference when you're a teenager is fairly significant. Now that we're much older, like it just seems like we're closer in age. But Jeff is friggin' 44. What would he ever find cool about a 13-year-old? This cop's right. Like 17-year-old boys would have no interest in this girl. So what does that say about you? What do you find so interesting about her? Like, she doesn't have enough life experience to even hold a conversation at the same level that he does. Like, you want someone probably that's at least in their 30s that would have, at least be in the same kind of general area of life where they could talk about similar things, and they've, lived through similar events, and they would have, more similar cultural interests. Their musical tastes would be more the same. Their taste in movies would be more the same. Like what would you talk to a 13-year-old about? Like, the things they're into are just, when you get to a certain age, like, the young people are into stuff you don't even understand, or there's just that huge gap. So, like, how could Jeff say that they had some interest beyond what he wanted to do to her? This doesn't make any sense.
You with me? When I know condoms, I wasn't planning on having sex. Well, you had Cialis. I always have Cialis. Okay, well, maybe you do. Maybe you travel with it all the time, but you put these things together, it's not like we're making a big leap here. You know what I mean? But you're still shaking your head with your arms are crossed, and you're kind of wondering, like, well, this is crazy. I just wanted to hang out with her. Because that's the truth. Even if that was the truth, which I don't believe. I'm not lying. It's all. Can I have a cup of water? Yeah. We can give a second. Thank you.
I wonder if Jeff there, he's staring at his phone. I wonder if he's thinking about grabbing it and then messaging someone to come help or something. But you probably can't find the right words, because, like, how would you explain this to anyone?
Take a second just to maybe get back to your home life. So you have an apartment in Brooklyn? You live there by yourself?
Yeah.
What do you do for work? I know there's a mention of Cheshire.
Brooklyn. I thought he was born in Brooklyn but lived in Boston.
Something.
Premium auditor. It's like insurance. Auditor insurance policies.
So they're based in Cheshire, but you work or live in?
Yeah, I mean, I work
from home
out of my house, but I mean, I have clients in Boston, yeah. There's people all over the place.
And, you spent a lot of time chatting with this girl. Obviously, you have a computer home, I imagine. You go to different chat rooms and talk to different people. If we looked at some of those things, will we find other younger girls that you're speaking to? Is it like a common denominator?
No, I don't think you would find a common denominator.
I'm talking about, like, age of a female. That's my common denominator.
No.
So you don't.
No. I mean, even
what's the youngest girl other than this?
And that's the thing, is it's kind of like with any bad habit, like drinking or drugs or anything. The point where you finally get caught, where, like, it catches up to you legally, or where it's really affecting your life, it's probably a lot worse than it seems on the surface. Yeah, by the time you get caught for something and you're in trouble, the problem has reached a point of, I wouldn't say the point of no return, but it's become a problem. So the fact that Jeff is sitting here after being arrested, after going to see a 13-year-old girl, this has probably been an ongoing thing in his life for some time. He's probably been trying to do this. He's been obsessing over it. Probably been at least thinking or doing or trying to do a lot of very bad stuff. And this is the time he got caught with it. But there's no way that this is a new problem. At somehow the age of 44, he finally had this idea to start talking to a young person. It's like, no, this has been building up for a long time, and he finally got caught with it.
This gal that you've spoken to or chatted with recently or in the last couple of months, or?
And you focus on age, and you have to be focused on age here, but they're all ages, 21 and up. I mean, I've never had.
Why not like 18 or 17 or 16?
I was not looking for that. This just happened. I mean,
how'd this jump out at you?
So is he saying that this chat with the 13-year-old just happened? Like, he's the one that reached out first. They make all the predators reach out first. So it can't have just happened if he's the one that initiated it. If he did see her picture, whether or not it said she was 13 or she looked really young, he's the one that saw her, stopped, and then messaged her, and then continued the conversation. So I don't know what he's talking about.
How did it happen?
You know, how to jump out at you? Like, why would you be so taken with? Thank you. With I got this.
Thanks.
Water. Thanks.
Like I said,
What was so special about her? In other words?
Like I said, it was just she was somebody that I thought I was able to relate to, and
But someone he was able to relate to. How can you relate to a 13-year-old when you're 44? But also, how could you relate to them until you initiated the conversation? Like, the cop is asking, why did she jump out at you? Why, if you're claiming that you don't talk to women under 21, why is this one particular person, like, how could you tell that you could relate to them or anything? How do they look interesting when they were just a profile picture and possibly an age? Obviously, you couldn't say that any sort of thing about her personality or her interests was what attracted you to her, because you hadn't discussed that yet. You just saw a picture and an age.
we have a conversation with. Not everybody that age you can do that with.
What can you tell me about her?
Well, I'm sure everything I tell you about her is probably not true because.
Granted, but what do you know of her?
Yeah, exactly. If you claim that she's such an interesting person and you hit it off and you related to her and she seems so mature, like, what is it? What specifically about it? What shared interest do you have?
That maybe, if I heard, I might be like, wow, she must be kind of special.
Well, she seemed smart, and she seemed like, mature.
But those aren't specifics. Those are just generalities you could say about anyone. Like, what specifically? If you like someone, you're like, oh, they're into baseball like I am. We both like jazz music. There's gonna be some sort of thing that you have in common. You can't just say they seem mature and interesting. Like, what?
No, it made me talk about hockey. She said she was a big hockey fan, so am I. And, I don't know, she just seemed chill and like to hang out and stuff. I don't know, I can't.
That's all you can tell me? You can't tell me when she went to a certain, middle school, high school. She was going into high school. She had an ex-boyfriend. She had sex with him once or twice. Single mother, parents are in the house, siblings. You can't tell me anything like that?
Oh yeah, no, she said she lives with her mom, yeah.
What's her mother do? Where's her mother supposed to be today?
Yeah, she said her mom was away.
Where? Is she possibly coming home early? No? Yes? Maybe?
I have no idea when she's coming home.
You didn't ask where she was going?
No, I think she's like away somewhere in business, so somewhere far.
You didn't inquire where, though? If I was going to be careful to the point I'm going to research
she said Dallas.
And know where,
She said Dallas.
how much trouble I may or may not be in if things, as you said, like either got out of hand or you had relations.
Of course, Jeff waits until the mother is on the other side of the country, miles away in a different state, before he wants to go over. Because if she just happened to be at work, even if she's working the night shift or something, there's still that possibility that she could come home.
I would assume you'd know where the freaking mother was so that you don't want her walking in on you, right?
She said she was in Dallas.
Okay. Now what's her mother do? Do you know what she does for work?
She said she was in financial services.
Anything else about the girl that you were chatting with? Her home life, or school, or friends, or...
Yeah, I doubt that Jeff was even paying attention to any of that stuff. He had a clear goal in mind. He had a mission in talking to this girl. So if she had talked about her friends or anything like that, he was skimming over that, and there's no way he would remember it.
Oh, she said she just moved to Connecticut.
Where did she move from?
California, she said.
You know where?
LA.
You ever talk about having her come to meet you somehow? Or was it always this way where you thought maybe I'll come see you?
Yeah. Talked about it.
Did you ever plan on meeting her on previous occasions, maybe outside of the mother's purview, like maybe at a coffee shop or store or something?
Not that I recall.
No.
No. I guess, when she said her mom's going away, that was like an opportunity to meet her, to hang out and meet her at her house.
Do you have any hobbies?
I do.
Such as?
Play tennis. Fitness, like to work out. I'm addicted to football.
Do any coaching or anything like that? Do you volunteer in any respect?
Obviously, the cop is fishing for any information he can get on whether Jeff works with young people. It's like, do you coach? Do you coach anyone under 18? Because, you'd see where that conversation's going. They want to see if there's any more victims.
Teach tennis?
No, I
Teach
just
tennis to kids?
I don't.
No.
Play Friday nights.
Have you hooked up with any younger girls recently?
No.
18, 20, whatever?
No.
Ever? The last 10 years?
No. You can check it out. You won't see anything.
Check what out? What am I going to check out?
I don't know. You guys can probably check out anything you want.
How would they check that out? Like, they're just going to ask random women if they've ever slept with Jeff Sokol? Like,
Don't lie.
Okay. So you have, what do you have at your home? You have computers, I imagine, or one or more than one for work or personal?
Work computer and personal.
What type of sites have you been on? You went on, I guess, this one where you met her?
Yeah, I mean, I use that site sometimes on the board. Another site, Moco Space.
What was that, the password again? You said 4102?
Yeah.
What's she in here as, by the way? For like messages.
Bailey.
Bailey. So I'll just go back today while I just look at this. It'll probably make it easier on me. How long have you been planning to see her today? I mean, before today, was this like in the works for a couple of days, or?
I actually just made a decision today. If you look at the text messages, it was talked about, but I hadn't committed really. So obviously I had apprehension about the whole thing.
So you did more research today, just found it out you'd have to get a written consent by her mom to get married under 18. Fuck. Like, that's in frustration, right?
one good thing about Jeff, well, I guess, no, it's not good. It's horrible. I guess one thing to point out is that he seems to put more effort into this than like any other guy. Most of them, even the ones that bring up the fact that this is illegal, they're going to get in trouble, they don't go to these lengths to start researching legal statutes to try to somehow get away with it. Pretty horrible that Jeff just has that kind of dedication to doing something illegal.
I have some ideas on this, can talk later. Okay, still want to see you. Yeah, want to see me? Fuck yes, I'll be around 9. I'll pick up pizza. Your address. You got booze. I'm listening like can we drink it? It's 13, right? Hey, listen, no bullshit. And I'm probably doing you a favor. You've probably had a major league issue with this for a long time. And I don't know that you were going to rape her tonight. But you certainly were preying on her, right? She's 13, she's 14 years old. Are you going to drive down from Boston? You want to drink with her? You got a Cialis in your pocket, you may have one in your system. And you want to bang the chick, right?
You wasn't planning on it tonight.
You weren't gonna?
Nope.
So even if she wanted it, you're drinking, you feel good, you gotta be horny, right? You haven't had a girlfriend in a little while?
I was not going to do it.
Why?
Because I was too scared.
Of what?
Consequences, you can see I said it a lot in our messages on Skype.
So you're gonna drink with a 13-year-old girl while her mother's in fucking Dallas, Texas, or wherever you said before.
Yeah, like every part of this is wrong. Like, he has a sexual chat with a 13-year-old girl. That's wrong. He goes to meet her while her parents are away, where they'll be alone together. That's wrong. He brings alcohol and plans to drink with a 13-year-old girl. That's wrong. Any one of these things on their own, let alone put together, is just illegal and so hugely immoral. It's like one of those things where it's like, there's things like, say doing drugs, where it's wrong and it might be illegal, but it's forgivable. Like, it's a forgivable thing. If you can clean up your act and stop doing it, people can look past that. This is the kind of thing that people can't look past, and that's why that they have sex offender registries, because this is something so wrong that people need to be aware that you have inclinations to do this kind of thing. Like, if you're a drug addict and you clean up your act and you stop doing it, there's no like registration list of people who are drug addicts, because it's the kind of thing, it's not completely immoral. Where this is so bad that it's like, we're putting you on, even murderers I don't think have a sort of list. Like, you'd have a criminal record, but this is the kind of thing that people need to know that you're this kind of person. This does not wash off. You cannot get away with this, and people need to be aware of it long term, because if you have the ability, if you have it inside of you to be able to do this, you are always going to be a danger. And Jeff just doesn't see why all these things he's doing is wrong, and it just gets worse. Like, he had the chat with her, and then he went over, and then it turns out he has alcohol with him, and he's going to, like, get her drunk? Like, how could he possibly justify this? And he's trying to brush it off, like, it's no big deal, we're just going to have a drink. Like, Jesus, what he was doing was horrible.
And you're worried about consequences? Like, seriously?
Yep. I'm serious.
We're adult men, dude. Talk to me. You can't be serious.
See, then you're
No, I'm being serious.
you're bringing that up again. You're basically insinuating that.
No, because I'm not 22 and you're not 50 and I'm not 50 and you're not 20. Like, I'm 47, so like we're in the same realm here.
Yep, I understand.
And you're gonna drink with this girl, who you know is how many years under the age of, being able to consume alcohol? 7, 8, depending on what age you're talking about.
Yeah.
And you have Cialis and the whole texting stuff going on. It's like, I mean, seriously, just own up to what you did. You're trying to still kind of keep it over here, and it's not there. You're not doing yourself any favors the more you act like that.
And it kind of makes me wonder, too, does Jeff actually believe what he's saying? Does he believe in his defense? Or is he just saying this because he wants to defend himself against the law? He doesn't want to go to jail, so this has to be his defense that he didn't intend to do this. Or does he actually believe what he's doing, or what he's saying?
I mean, if you want to get past this and get well and not be in this position someday, probably in another police department, or worse, if somebody ever walked in on you, or you hurt some girl who, again, is 12, 13 years old, just look at yourself in the mirror and, like, think about what you're talking about.
Listen, I know.
You can cross your arms and hide all you want.
No,
You know what?
I know.
You weren't going to touch her.
No, I know that it looks bad.
It is bad.
It is bad.
It's not that it doesn't look bad. It's horrible.
Yeah, the whole thing is bad. But my intentions were not.
At least we're getting a little bit of admission from him that it not only looks bad, but the whole thing is bad.
To have sex.
So you're going to drink with this girl. Like, how much alcohol could she have drank in her life? So she's going to act how? Probably like a basket case.
Let's take a lie detector test.
That's going to prove what to me?
I don't know.
If you're a fucking sociopath,
let's
is
go to
anything
court.
admissible in court?
I don't know. Let's
it's
go to
not.
court. And, I mean, I would swear in court that I wasn't planning on having sex with her.
You weren't
Yeah, because no one's ever lied in court before.
planning on having sex with her.
Right.
Maybe you didn't plan on having sex with her, but it would have happened if...
I disagree. I honestly disagree.
Why?
Why?
Yeah, again, let's go back to this whole thing, remember?
Just hang out, companion, a friend. Seem cool. I don't think there's anything wrong with like hanging out with somebody because you think they're cool.
You want to... How could she be cool? No offense to
How?
any girl that is that age.
Well, I
She's
talked to
cool
her.
to you.
I talked to her enough, yeah,
Yeah.
to figure that out. I'm not denying that it doesn't look bad. I'm not saying it's not
Terrible, dude. It is terrible.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Look that
It's
way.
terrible if I had sex with her. I agree.
It's terrible that you're willing to drink and put yourself in that position and come down here probably for the intention of doing that.
Right, and I can't control myself. You don't think I can control myself?
I don't think you can. If you've gone this far where you saw the underage person, you reached out to them first, you had a sexual discussion with them that lasted for 3 weeks, you then drove to the house with alcohol and with Cialis, and then you're trying to say that you could control yourself. Like, once you went that far, that's as far as you would go. Like, bullshit.
Have a drink and have some pizza, and you don't think I can control myself and not have sex with her?
I don't know you at all.
Right, you don't
I would
know.
say you probably can't control yourself since you got in the car on a Saturday night and drove all this way to meet this girl you've never met, you chatted with about sex and pics and yada yada yada, and getting married and getting her mother's consent so you could have sex with her, so it would be legal to try to, circumvent the law. You think that's normal?
No, it's not, and I even told her that.
And you always light up like you're proud of that fact. It's disturbing.
I'm not proud of it. I'm acting this way for several reasons. One, because I'm probably too much shocked to realize this is even happening. I feel like that I'm dreaming right now. I'm not even sure this is real. And two, I know what my intentions were. And
You could say that, and maybe some of what you're saying is accurate and true. I don't know, but
because I wrote on Skype, I wrote all these messages stating that I don't want to have sex. I don't want to have sex if it's going to be against the law. How can you not interpret that as me trying to obey, not trying to obey the law?
There we have some wonderful logic by Jeff Sokol. And I could see what he means. Like, in his own mind, he probably says, like, the fact that he was doing all of this stuff to find a way to bend the law to make this legal means he was trying to follow the law. But if you're trying to find a way to murder someone and not have it be murder, the fact that you're intending to do that means you were wrong. Like, you should not have even gone down that path to begin with. So it's like his argument is complete bullshit.
How can you interpret that?
how can I interpret it that you're not? The girl is 13 years old.
Okay, so keep going back to that.
You're trying to, I'll be blunt. You want to be able to bang her, and the only way you think you're able to bang her and have sex with her is by getting her mother to sign a marriage application or
Right.
certificate.
Which is-
That's the only.
And like, yeah, Jeff is saying, he's somehow saying that if he could find a way to do this legally, it would make it okay in everyone's eyes. Like, as long as, he's 44, she's 13, as long as he could find some devious route to take where he can circumvent the law and technically make this legal, that it would be okay. It's like, that wouldn't make it okay. It would still make it wrong, like, in everyone's eyes. Like, why? Like, he's gonna be seen in public with this 13-year-old girl. Like, no one's gonna raise an eyebrow. Like, hey, everyone, this is perfectly legal. And like, yep, sure, Jeff. Good for you, man. Who cares if it's barely legal? It's still absolutely wrong.
Reason you don't even care about the mother. In fact, the only reason you're at the house is because the mother is 1,500 miles away.
Right, and I realized that is would have been virtually impossible.
As it should be.
Right. But
God forbid it happened all the time. Where would our society be, right? All these creepy older guys would be going after these, middle school girls?
I don't look at it.
Fucking 6th or 7th grade, and that's who you're attracted to? And she's like, you said she's mature, and she's got, she's really smart, and she's really...
I don't look at it as going after her. I mean...
Well, you can drive, and she can't, so she's
Right.
not coming after you.
Well, but she's pursuing me, too. online and
Yeah, with this little adolescent brain and
Yeah, there we got the blame it on the decoy rears its ugly head, that she was pursuing him too. If that was the case, it's your job as an adult to put a stop to it and say no.
intellect of hers, right?
It's not
And
like
you're a guy that's my age, basically, and you've
That's
been
not
through
like-
college, and
yeah.
you've worked for 20 years, and you've been married and divorced, and this girl's like what should have been maybe a product of your marriage, like a young girl, 12 years old, 13 years old. And you're gonna
I'm sorry, yes, it looks awful.
just say it is awful. Because stop saying it looks awful. It is awful. It's kind of pissing me off, actually. It doesn't.
Yeah, there's another great line from the cop. Like, he must be so frustrated that Jeff just doesn't get it. Like, is Jeff lying that he doesn't get it, or is he honestly not get it?
Look awful.
No, well, it
If I
pisses,
walked in the library and you were leaning over my daughter's shoulder, talking to her, come to find out you're teaching her something about computers and everything's, it looks awful, but maybe it's not awful. Maybe I overreacted initially. This is fucking awful and disgusting, actually. Period. You're a dad, reverse it, and I'm you probably want to strangle me, right?
most likely.
I want to bang your daughter.
Most likely.
Hello? Yeah, you would. You'd probably be over the table, like, trying to kill me right now. Not most likely either. Like, absolutely. You have a serious problem. And until you, like, admit it, you're not going anywhere. You're not going to get better. You're not going to, this stuff's not going to go away. I don't know when
Really?
it started. You need,
Really? You don't think this is enough for me to realize that?
I don't think you can help it because you keep.
Yeah, absolutely not. If he's willing to go this far, there's no way that this is going to scare him off. We've seen other predators busted multiple times on this show. We've seen a guy busted twice in one day. We've had predators on this show that, after they've been released from jail, went on to do this kind of thing again. Jeff, there's no chance in hell that Jeff would not try this again. He would now be armed with the knowledge that this could be a sting, so he would take extra precaution to make sure it's not a sting. Like, and other guys have tried that too, right? They tried meeting in a park instead of at a house, because the last time at a house it was a sting. But it turns out this one is a sting too, and they get busted again. Yeah, Jeff might go a few weeks or months or something, too scared to do this again. But these urges would come back, and he would reach out, and he would just be extra careful this time. Like, he was very careful trying to get the decoy to prove who she was this time. He would just be even more paranoid, and he'd probably just anger them even more with all the bullshit they'd have to do to prove themselves. If you're willing to do this, there's not a doubt in my mind that he would just try to be even more devious in doing it again.
Keep on going like this and saying, well, you don't know what my intentions were until you like admit the truth of what your actual intention was. You wanted to have sex with a fucking 13-year-old girl. That's why the contract, that's why the mother comment about the signed contract, all those things. It's the only reason. Doesn't make a difference if it's tonight or tomorrow.
I'm being honest with you on this. I wasn't planning on having sex with her tonight.
You weren't planning on having sex with her tonight. How many times have girls said that about a date with a guy? I wasn't planning on having sex with the guy, and oh my God, he was so handsome, and it was really nice, and you weren't planning on it. I wasn't planning on, like, stubbing my toe, but I did.
What I'm saying.
No, because you're not being genuine. Like, be truthful. Just say, if you said, I was not going to, there was no way in hell. I was dropping the pizza, having a slice, and say, damn, I'm on my way to New York, nice to meet you.
That's what I'm saying all along, is that...
You wait till the mother's not home, you get to see all this, and you're talking about alcohol with a girl who's 13? That's a great idea. Let's drink with a 13-year-old.
Wasn't going to have sex.
Even if she starts freaking out and dropping all her clothes, you want no part of it.
Believe.
I believe that one. I don't, by the way.
Of course you don't. I know you don't.
Seriously, dude, come on.
I know it's hard to believe, because, most guys, all they think about is sex, and that's all they want is sex. Yeah.
Yeah, most guys only think about sex, and he's such a good guy, even though his entire conversation with her was about sex.
We talked about sex, but I was not going to have sex with her. I break the law.
Okay.
And it's obvious from my text messages.
Yeah, that's why you went to court and were found guilty and sentenced to prison.
You're still caught up on this. You're looking for an angle so that you wouldn't have to break the law, correct? You're not like not doing the deed. You want to somehow circumvent it so that it would somehow be legal or okay in your mind.
Yeah, okay with everybody,
right?
How would this ever be okay with everyone? Even if it was legal, even if it was just flat out the law that you could marry a 13-year-old if you wanted, it still makes you look horrible. Like, why would you even have an interest in that to begin with? Like, and what kind of life is she gonna have? You know, she's 30 and you're gonna be like 70. You know, she's gonna be 40. You're gonna be 80 something. You know, like there's just no way that that's gonna be a good thing for either of you. Well, it might be a good thing for him because he's got this young woman his whole life, but for her, she's going to have one hell of a life. Why would you ever put anyone through that?
But that was your intention. It wasn't like you, whoa, I got to wait till she's 16, 17. I'm not touching this poor thing because she's only 13 years old. That wasn't your motivation. It was like, I want to bang her. I got to get her mother to sign her over.
To be honest, I had nothing to do tonight. I really just wanted to like meet her and then figure out some, later.
What does that mean? You had nothing to do tonight? There's always things to do. There's a lot of productive things you could do that aren't this. You could, clean your house. You could scroll on the internet. You could just go hang out at a bar. You could go to the gym. Like, there's literally any other thing to do. Like, I don't know why these guys always say that they're bored, so there's nothing else they could do. Like, there's literally any other thing you could do than this. That is the stupidest excuse ever.
What I was gonna do as far as all that other stuff.
All right.
I mean, you're painting me to be an evil person that doesn't care about anyone's well-being, and I'm admitting to you that it's wrong. If anybody who hears a story like this is going to think I'm doing something wrong,
even you thought so.
If they don't know all the facts.
Well, you thought so too because you researched the law, right?
Yes, I was like researching stuff for things that I wanted to know. If I did this, what would happen? If I did that, what would happen? Doesn't mean I was going to do it. I just wanted to know what
would the ramifications be if you served her alcohol?
What are the rules?
And she got hammered at home with you. Is that cool? Did you circumvent that?
I wasn't going to let her get hammered.
You're just gonna have a little vodka?
Yeah.
Yeah?
A drink.
Who are you and her?
You're gonna have a drink with a 13-year-old. Is he serious? Like, isn't anything wrong with that? Just gonna have one drink. Yeah, with a blatantly underage person?
Life to even say that's okay.
Well, now I'm not gonna I'm not gonna be forcefully take the bottle away from her. Just to say, let's have one drink.
No, you were gonna give the bottle to her.
Have a drink. People. They have a drink. They hang out and have a drink. It's pretty normal.
She's 13.
She's probably had many drinks.
At 13?
She said she has.
Do you see a psychiatrist or anybody?
Yeah.
You do it for what?
OCD, depression.
What do you take?
Does that?
Does it help?
I'm not sure.
What's your OCD? What are you fixating?
And I wonder if this kind of new direction the conversation's taking, where it's revealed that he has OCD, I wonder if Jeff is seeing this as a possible out, like a possible excuse, where he's like, oh, if I can get this guy to sympathize with me over my OCD, maybe it'll make me look like more of the victim.
Yeah.
I honestly don't want to get into it.
Because that's probably what we're talking about?
No, I mean, it's personal.
So what?
Jeff's like, it's personal. The cop says, so what? It's like, yeah, it's only going on your permanent record here, and it's only being videotaped to go on YouTube for pretty much all eternity, that millions of people are going to be watching it.
Don't talk about it with everyone. It's difficult. So, I mean, I went to an OCD convention last month. I'm, working, trying to
There are OCD conventions? That's news to me.
Work on
I feel for you. It's probably horrible.
I
Poor
go through it
Jeff.
every day, and it's tough. And sometimes, I want to do things to distract myself, and so I don't have to go through it, because the OCD happens a lot when I'm by myself. It happens much less when I'm with people.
So is that the excuse he's trying to make, is that he was trying to go meet this young girl just to keep his OCD at bay? Is that his excuse?
So, especially if I'm having fun, and I thought that tonight would have a fun night, and you have to deal with my OCD or depression or whatever.
Do you fixate on either porn or girls or younger girls? Is that ever the focus of your? No.
No.
You sure? You're kind of closing your eyes and shaking your head as if it
I'm
is.
tired. Yeah, it's never happened.
Okay.
I've never pursued a girl that age.
Is there anything on your phone that might, show us any other younger females that maybe you communicate with, whether it's texting or calling or anything else? No.
No, I mean when you say young females, yes, I mean I talk to females.
But what's a younger female other than Bailey? Who's Kim D?
She's 42.
Maria Chesley?
Ex-girlfriend.
There's a 617 number here. Who's this?
Client.
Client. 315 Brian. I know.
Oh, he's my psychiatrist.
Kristen?
Friend.
How old?
My age.
917.
I have to see if there's no
You said your VM wasn't set. I looked into the case. It was closed.
Oh, it's a work.
Decided to work.
Yeah.
That would be kind of strange to have someone going through your phone and asking you to explain who every single person you've been talking to is. But in the situation, it's well deserved and needed, but it would suck.
Crits.
Yeah, it's a guy. Friend of mine.
Marnie.
Ex-girlfriend.
Older.
My age.
Chanel.
Oh, that was a chick that I met in Vegas.
How old is she?
She's probably in her 20s.
So if you had your druthers, would you typically go for a girl that's...
Age isn't the primary.
No, but you tend to be attracted to maybe girls that are more like teen-like or teeny boppers.
No, that's not true.
No, I'm just asking. I don't know.
It's not true though, because
Maybe you're not. Maybe you are.
it's not. I mean, I'm seeing last couple of girls that I've dated. Actually, the last 3 have been my age.
Were you happy with them? Or were you not satisfied because you're looking for something else, like a younger type
I was happy.
girl?
And yeah, it doesn't matter what age they were. If every girl he's ever dated was age appropriate and then this one was 13, it doesn't make it any better. It's the fact that he did this one time. You can't claim that most people you've met you never murdered, so this one person that you did, well, you deserve sympathy because it was out of character. It's like, no, the fact that you did this one time is horrible. Most people do it 0 times.
I was happy. But they just, for whatever reason, didn't work out. I mean,
There was no sexual issue with them. Everything was cool. They were attractive, whatever, to you.
correct.
Okay. Do you have any questions for me?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
What did you arrest me on? Like what?
Well, since nothing really happened, it's criminal attempt.
Right, so that's what I'm.
And I think you signed the form downstairs. You should have seen the charges, but it's criminal attempt at sexual assault 1st degree.
Sign what form?
The yellow, we call them the UAR forms. There's 4 sheets.
Yeah, he said that I was assigning that.
But they have your charges on there, on the bottom. You didn't see your charges?
No, I thought it was
They go
just
over your
signing. I
charges?
just thought it was just signing that I gave him fingerprints.
Okay, well, that's not exactly the case. You're arrested. They're felonies. It's criminal attempt to commit sexual assault first degree.
I would never agree to that.
Well, it doesn't matter if you agree. You don't have to agree. That's what we're charging you with.
All right, but I'm saying, like, I would never sign.
You're not signing that you're guilty. You're signing that you the information on the sheet is accurate.
I mean, that you charge me. That's what I'm
Well,
saying.
yeah, but it doesn't matter. If you didn't sign it, would it change anything? No. It doesn't mean like, oh, he doesn't admit to this.
Okay, so what were the charges again?
Criminal attempt to commit sexual assault first degree, because you obviously didn't actually engage in that, but we believe that was your intention. Enticing a minor and risk of injury to a minor. You're shaking your head,
Yeah.
but like honestly, there's a mirror in front of you, but there's a reflection. Like if you really look at yourself and think about what occurred, I think you're probably a very bright guy. I imagine you might be, but you're still in this weird funk of like denial. Like, it's not what you think. I wasn't gonna do that. Like truly look at yourself and be like, I fucked up bad. I tried to circumvent.
Yeah, Jeff just seems to have this thing in his mind that he's like, he understands why this looks bad, and for every other guy out there, he could see why this would be criminal, but his situation is different because he's a good guy. Therefore, in his situation, he knows what his intention was, and therefore it's okay. But it's like, no, Jeff, you're no different than any other guy who does this.
No, there's people that maybe get caught in the wrong place at the wrong time, whatever.
No, I fucked up by coming down.
No, you fucked up by contacting a 12-year-old girl, dude. 13-year-old girl.
I never.
Coming here was just like one arm of the whole thing, one little tentacle. If you're texting a girl who's 13 about getting laid with her, getting her mother to sign a marriage certificate, and I'm being redundant, drinking alcohol that her mother has a bottle of vodka, those are the fucked up. The whole point of you even communicating with the girl is fucked up, never mind the rest of it. It's not just coming here. You know what I mean? That's just the end result, the finality part of it, I guess you'd say. But the fact that you even communicated with her. If I was talking to a girl that I ever found out she was at my age, like less than 20 years old, I'd be like, honey, good luck in your, in your search and your chase, whatever, but it ain't happening with me, you know what I mean? And you're talking to a girl you know or think is 13 years old. That's a problem. So until you actually like admit that to yourself and be like, either it's the OCD that got the best of you, maybe you're depressed, maybe you just needed to hang out, you're lonely. There's all kinds of reasons. We all have excuses for all kinds of behavior. I could make up stuff too. Maybe some of it's true, but it doesn't excuse, again, talking to a child and trying to have sex with her.
It's just funny how this cop has to basically keep repeating the same thing to Jeff, and he just doesn't seem to get it.
Again, when you say that, I honestly, I don't think it's fair to say that.
You put it in your words how tonight should be looked at by.
I understand that, how everybody here would think that. I understand that.
You would think it too. What do you do exactly? You're an insurance
I
agent?
would think that.
You would know it. You would do a report on it and be like, this fucking guy is trying to bang this chick, like tonight. You didn't come down 3 days ago when the mother was home. You didn't come down during broad daylight. You came down a Saturday night, booze, Cialis, yada, yada, yada. I didn't search your car, but, there's something else in your car. A lot of guys bring condoms and different things and stuff like this. I don't know if you had those, but your mother could sign, so it won't be an issue. Come on.
I guess this is a perfect time to thank Joey's TCAP channel, which is where I got this video. Joey has a great YouTube channel that you should definitely check out if you haven't already. Anyways, let's continue.
You know, a lot of guys bring condoms and different things and stuff like this. I don't know if you had those, but your mother could sign, so it won't be an issue. Come on, just please, for your well-being in the future, like admit it to yourself and digest it and get help for it. You know what I mean?
I've learned a lesson.
It's sick.
I learned a lesson.
It's not just like, you're on the.
I don't think that Jeff learned a lesson because I don't think he understands the fact that he's arguing with this cop shows that he doesn't understand what he did was wrong. So how could he say he learned his lesson? The only lesson he learned was that in the future, if you do something like this, it might be a sting, so you have to take even more precautions. But he didn't learn the lesson that he should have learned, which is don't do this to begin with.
Fringe is a little questionable. No, this is like horrible. You know, this is like awful.
You have a view. You think it's awful.
Jeff is pulling the old we need to agree to disagree thing here.
I think it's bad, but my intentions were good. My intentions were never to have sex with her.
Never?
His intentions were good. Even if he's telling the truth about not intending to have sex with her, he still went over there with alcohol that he was going to share with this 13-year-old girl and hang out with her. Like, even if that's all he did, that's still pretty bad. So we can't say he had good intentions.
My intentions were not to have sex with her.
When?
Unless
You said it before.
Unless it was perfect.
Maybe not tonight.
And obviously it's possible, like, not in this scenario with a minor, but adults, like, you'll say man and a woman, it is possible for man and woman to be friends and not have a sexual part of their relationship, but the possibility is always there, especially when you're spending a lot of time together alone, and double especially when there's alcohol involved. There's always that possibility there, which is fine if you're both adults and there's nothing predatory about the relationship. But it's always something that might happen. So for him to say that he just had no intention, this cop's right. Like, if you're going over there and you're hanging out together, spending all this time alone, and you guys are drinking together, like, there's a chance something's going to happen. That's why you don't put yourself in this situation to begin with.
Unless it was perfectly legal. We'll never risk that.
Okay. So regardless of, like, the fact that she's that age, if there was some weird loophole in some, older law that we could get some relative to sign something, to do something, okay, now it's legal. She's still fucking 13 years old, dude.
If we fell in love with each other,
are you really at that level with this chick? This like kind of.
Yeah, like some of these guys, they're like, that's just so weird that like they're talking about falling in love when they haven't even like met the person, or they just met them this particular night. Like, they've only been chatting for like a few weeks, some of them even less, and they're already talking about falling in love. Like, geez, that's such a red flag. If I was talking to anyone online and within a week they're talking about getting married and falling in love, that would send me running for the hills. I'm sure it would to most well-adjusted people. So this for the fact that he's thinking about, oh, maybe they'll fall in love, maybe they'll get married one day. Like, she's 13, he's 44. Like, that, it would be so, even if she was 18, it'd be so hard to make that relationship work. Like, they're just so, like, they have children, and she's going to be 30, he's going to be dead of old age. When it's just like there's no way that relationship could work. I don't see, like, does Jeff actually believe this in his own mind, that this was his intention, or is it just a blatant lie that he's doing to not go to jail?
I said if.
Aren't you jumping like way ahead?
Yeah, I always think that way.
You wanted to get her drunk tonight, basically. You did. Come on, look at your phone.
Yeah. What's he laughing about? Like, he's just being all cocky, but it's like, yeah, he was bringing alcohol, so like he definitely had that intention.
Right?
Well, yeah, it says that, but
I didn't say.
Doesn't mean we weren't going to just have one drink. So again, you're assuming all this stuff.
13.
These cops is starting to get as frustrated as I think we are. It's like, yeah, no matter what Jeff says, yeah, it comes down to it. She's 13. Yeah, they're just gonna have one drink with a 13-year-old. Who would ever think of doing that?
She's drinking vodka. You didn't say, well, you could have a little sip. And who are you in her life anyways to even talk about that? Come on.
Yeah, and this isn't like, having a sip of your dad's beer, even a glass of wine. He's bringing hard alcohol. Like, why would... There's really only one reason you would have that, and there's no way they're only going to have one drink. If he's spending hours there or spending the night, there's no way they're just going to have one drink and then watch sports or something. That's bullshit.
I don't want to go round and round with you. It's getting late. It's kind of frustrating. I was hoping you'd come around to like the side that is like kind of, you know, right, and maybe when you looked at what you did tonight, you'd be like, holy
Can I
fuck,
just
did
say
I
something?
fuck up? Yeah.
Of course, I'm not an idiot. I understand.
I don't think you are either.
I don't know, Jeff. Your actions tonight and for the last few weeks clearly dispute your statement that you are not an idiot.
Understand.
That's why I'm surprised that you're kind of stoic. Like, no, my intentions were pure. They were,
Well, I'm just being honest, but listen, I understand that there's a lot of wrong. There's a lot of wrong here. I understand that.
Totally.
And
you are the adult in the equation. It's not like you're, 15 and she's 12 and like, you should know better. You're 44.
Listen, like I said, Detective, I know this is wrong. I know that it looks awful.
Yeah.
And if I was to walk out of here right now, I've learned a nasty lesson, and that never to like even go near this.
I bet you Jeff still thinks he's going to walk away from this. I still think that in his mind he's thinking that he didn't follow through with anything. He's going to be able to talk his way out of this. He didn't have any bad intentions. He's just going to get to go home and, like he says, learn a nasty lesson. He doesn't realize that he's going to prison.
Again, because it's not worth it, no matter what the intentions are. That's what I've learned. I mean, I'm scared shitless right now. I'm not showing it, maybe. This is my personality. A lot of people think I'm, some people think I'm cocky. Some people think I'm confident, but whatever. I mean, a lot of times I'm not. That's my personality. I know I have weaknesses. Yes, I'm lonely. I mean,
I like how the cop just smacks his head there and rubs his face like he's just so frustrated.
I've had trouble with, meeting people, just so yeah, go online and
Yeah, he's had trouble meeting people. Maybe that has something to do with the fact that people think he's cocky and confident. And I don't think they say that in a good way. I mean, being confident's a good thing. Maybe being cocky's not, but he's arrogant to the point of just being an annoying prick. He's probably just such a asshole to have around that no one likes him. And like, if you read his chat log, everything he said to this poor girl, like if he treats other people like that, like I'm sure, he probably treats adult women like that. He probably talks to guys differently. There's no, like, sexual intent. But he's probably still just annoying. A very frustrating person to deal with. So no wonder he can't talk to anyone. The only people he can talk to and the only people that might fall for his bullshit are people that are too young to know any better.
talk to people. It's like something to do. A lot of people do it. I've talked to other people about that.
So what?
But why they talk to random people? Because I want to know what other people like. What are they?
Nobody has an issue with you're all consenting adults. If you're talking to random people, by all means, do what
She
you
was
want
the
to
only
do.
one that happened to be, yeah. But all
Happened to be what?
Young.
Young? Yeah, like 13.
Yes, too young.
Not like.
Yeah, like he's talking like he somehow didn't have a choice. Like, well, she was the only one there, so I had to talk to her. As soon as you see or find out that she's 13, you just stop talking to them and continue on. It's just because they're there doesn't mean you have some obligation to strike up a conversation.
Like
I shouldn't be talking to her.
17 or 16.
I get it. I shouldn't be talking to her.
You're just not digesting that whole part of it. Like, it's how wrong that is. You're just still kind of like, oh, you're lonely. So yeah, everybody's got a song and a dance and say, oh, you have OCD and I'm lonely, I'm depressed, and okay, fine, but she's 13. You can be your.
Yeah, and having OCD is no better reason for doing this than Vincent Ambrosio's bipolar story. It's like having a kind of mental illness like that, if that's what it is not a reason to do this kind of thing.
You are, no offense, like lonely, depressed self at 44, and try to cope with that as an adult person in society, right? Medication and other avenues, and you got probably insurance and a good job, and you're going to prey on a 13-year-old girl?
I know.
And give her alcohol to fuck her? to make yourself feel better on a Saturday night? Like, seriously, that's what happened. I just about guarantee it. So, you say what you want. I don't want to argue with you. No offense.
I don't want to argue with you.
You believe what you believe, supposedly. I'm not sure if you even do. And I kind of know what I know. And that's it. But your charges, I told you about your charges. I'll show them to you downstairs. And if they didn't talk to you about bond yet, maybe they didn't. We'll talk about bond with the lieutenant, and you know, that's kind of it for this moment. But do you have any questions for me? We're just kind of going around and around, you know, it's a little frustrating.
Yeah, I'm sorry it's frustrating for you.
Well,
Oh, what an asshole. I'm sorry it's frustrating for you. Like, what a douchey thing to say. Like it's somehow the cop's fault for not understanding, and Jeff's a victim here.
it'd be less frustrating, and I'd feel better about you in the whole situation if you were like, oh my God, did I fuck up or what? Like, that was horrible. I probably did want to get laid. Sometimes, whether it's the OCD or depression or both get the best of me, I was focused on her, nobody else is in my, whatever, I don't put words in your mouth, but like something like that. But do you see how fucked up this is, you know, Jeff? Oh my God, I do, and I gotta get help, but you're still acting like your intentions were pure and you really weren't gonna do anything so bad. That's just not true. I'd give you the benefit of the doubt if I thought there was a benefit, there was a doubt, but there isn't. At the end of the day, nobody got hurt because we stepped in. I don't know that this has never happened before, where you were successful in your conquest or whatever you want to call it, but at least today, like, we were able to step in. You didn't get hurt, she didn't get hurt because she, you know, we were there. But if we weren't, the 12 or 13-year-old girl would probably be cocked right now, and you'd be, as an adult man, doing kind of whatever you wanted to her with her. And her mother's not home till whatever, tomorrow or the next day.
I mean, if you see in the note, in the notes, I wasn't planning on staying over. I told her that. I told her I had to go home because I have a dog, blah, blah, blah. I mean...
What does that mean? He didn't intend on staying over. It doesn't make it any better. It's not like you have to sleep in the house in order to have sex. You could just do it, you know, if you're there for a few hours, it's plenty of enough time to do a bunch of horrible things to her and then leave. Like, whether or not you're staying over is not an issue.
I wish I had more text about that stuff, but I mean, it's just not stuff that you...
There's probably a lot of innocent texts. I'm sure there are. Like, most of us, we have got, like, stupid, you know, just kind of random little thoughts and things. But when you're talking again with this younger girl about, you know, having sex with her, and it's just, I don't know how you try to defend what your intentions were, because I just don't think they were.
You're a detective.
Yeah.
Why would I tell her all of the ramifications? I could go to jail, blah, 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 all this stuff about being with a minor. Why would I go through all that telling her that if I didn't, like, actually care about it? I do care about it.
I care about getting caught, you know?
Yeah, what the hell is he even talking about? Like, I think he's one of the only guys, like a lot of the other guys, they talk about how, you know, they're scared of going to jail, they're worried this is a setup, they're worried that they're talking to police, they're worried they're going to get caught. A lot of guys have said that, but Jeff is like the only one that seems to try to use that as a defense. Or that actually makes him look worse. He's trying to say that, like, look how many times I said that I was worried about going to jail. Kind of like that proves that his intentions were pure because he knew he was going to go to jail. But it's like, no, that just makes you look even more guilty.
You're caught,
No, yeah, no, I care about because I don't even know if I can trust her. You know.
Right, so you're warning her to not tell anybody.
Well, even saying that doesn't mean anything. I mean,
Well, otherwise you wouldn't say it, right?
no, but like it really, in the end, it doesn't mean anything if you don't know somebody. You know.
True,
I
I mean,
don't
she
trust
could be
anybody.
blurting out to everybody on Facebook, but you were telling her for self-interest to kind of protect your own ass. Because you know it's wrong, and she may or may not know it's wrong, but you're telling her it's wrong, and you can get in a lot of trouble, so you're kind of warning her, like, keep it quiet, and...
Yeah, but I also know, detective, I also know that this type of thing, if I was to go through with this, like you think I was going to do, I also know that just because she says that she's not going to tell anyone, I can't take her at her word, and that's why I wasn't going to have sex with her. I wanted to meet her, and that's it.
All right, so,
believe me, but
nah, no offense, I really don't, but
No.
if you drank some vodka and you limited her to her intake, or supposedly, and she got a little bit drunk, and her mother got upset tomorrow because half the bottle of vodka's gone, and she rats you out, or the mother goes to the phone and finds out that you were over, you're okay with that? That's okay?
No.
Getting a 13-year-old drunk on a Saturday night?
No.
And you know what the second allegation would be, right?
No.
The mother's going to be like, this weird guy from Boston came down and fucked my daughter, and I want to do a rape kit, and I want to arrest it. And
Right, that's bad.
the daughter's going to say, no, we didn't have sex, and you're going to say, no, I don't know what you're talking about, and we have to do this whole thing.
Yeah, the cop's right there. Like, even if Jeff just went there, shared some alcohol with the girl, and left without touching her, there's a million different ways that this could go wrong. And he's probably right. Like, if the mom or any parent or adult found out that Jeff was there, they would immediately assume the worst. Kind of like this cop did, kind of like we all would. And yeah, they would be going to the police, or they'd be going to social media with this, all this information about this guy. The cops would be showing up at his door. Like, why would you ever put yourself in that situation where there's no way it could go right? There's only ways it could go wrong, and it could look very bad for him. There's so many different things that could happen. Like, kids are going to... That's why these kind of creeps get caught all the time, because kids are either going to break down and tell their parents, or the kids are going to tell their friends, and the friends are going to tell their parents, who are going to report back to the the victim's parents. A teacher's going to find out. Someone's going to find it on their pictures on their phone, or find the chat on their phone. There's so many ways you could get caught in this, and it's even more worrisome to show up at the house. So you're putting yourself even more at risk by physically being there. And so even if he had no intentions of, quote, doing anything bad to her, like, he's showing up with alcohol to hang out. Like, if his neighbors saw him, they were like, yeah, we saw this guy. He looked like he was in his 40s, and he went into your house when you guys were gone for the weekend. Like, people would be calling the police. They'd be asking, they'd be checking their doorbell cams and asking their neighbors to do the same. Like, there's so many ways that he could just get caught in this, and it could go very bad for him. Why would you ever put yourself in that kind of a risk?
In reality, maybe it did have sex. And we think, I wouldn't be charging you if I didn't think that was your intention, just so you know.
So you can charge me based on...
You've already been charged. Yeah, those 3 charges. Criminal attempt. Because if we weren't in these positions in that house, and you actually had that girl, like that real girl, and you came down to meet her, yeah, we believe that was your intention. Yes, to have sex with her. Not to kiss her and give her a hug, but to have sex with her.
Okay.
You wouldn't be here otherwise.
All right.
That's our intention.
I understand.
I mean, that's our position.
And I wonder if, like, in the law, if that's something that's hard to prove. Because, like, you could never prove 100% what someone intended, what they were going to do before they've done it. It's like proving a murder. It's, yeah, the person is dead. Like, there's evidence that it happened. But you can't prove that. It's harder to prove that someone was going to murder someone. Because as much as Jeff is full of shit here, there's always, like, you can never prove it 100%. So I don't, but there is methods in the law that allow for this, because he was convicted, like most of these guys were. So it has to just be kind of like this cop saying, and like we all know, that any rational person that looks at the situation would know what his intentions was. So there's always going to be that 1% doubt, like maybe he's telling the truth. But thank God there are, like, provisions in the law that allow for you to be convicted before actually doing anything horrible. There kind of has to be. Otherwise, you'd have to wait until someone was violently victimized before justice could be done. So, but I just wonder how hard it is. Like, I wonder if the prosecuting attorneys, every time they have one of these cases, if they're just kind of always worried in the back of their mind, like, it's more work to prove that something was going to happen rather than something did happen. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know. Maybe I'm off base on that, but it's interesting to think about.
So, anyways, I don't want to, again, go round and round with you.
Right, and I don't want you to think that that I'm just not taking this seriously.
I think you're taking it serious. I just don't think you're being honest with yourself. No, you're not unique in that. A lot of people try to.
I'm admitting, yes. I mean, I agree to all that. We talked about having sex, and we talked about.
Are you a virgin? Like, why do you give a fuck if this girl's a virgin if you're not gonna have sex with her? Which, again, we've already gone round and round. Like, I know what I believe I know what your intentions were. But it's like, you're gonna ask a 13-year-old girl that? You slept with one guy more than once, a couple times. I'm surprised. Like, who would do that? Most girls at your age are virgins, so I'm impressed.
Who would do it?
What?
Who would do it? Okay. I mean,
Yeah.
I realize, I guess I can't say it any differently. I know I shouldn't have been talking to her, and I regret that. And
That makes me feel a little better.
I've never-
Initially, you're like, I shouldn't have come down here. No, you fucked up when you started talking to her.
Yes.
That's wrong.
You're right, I shouldn't be
Period.
talking to her.
Yeah, that's exactly right. There was not really any point in Jeff's interaction with this girl where it started to take a wrong turn and go down a bad path. It started off on a negative predatory path, like from the first instant. Like I don't know how the app, this whatever app they're using works. Like I don't know if they can see the person's picture and age, or if they just see a picture and then find out their age soon after. But the thing is like he saw a picture of a girl who looked probably like she was 13, and then like clicked on her and then started a conversation with her. Like right at that moment, it was instantly predatory. Any normal person would just keep scrolling and find someone else. So it's not like, talking to her was fine, but then it started, the conversation turned bad, and he shouldn't have done that. It's like, no, just right from the get-go, this was bad, and he wouldn't be in this situation if he had have just kept going and just not even reached out to her.
And then it only got worse from there.
I shouldn't be tempted like that, to come down. And yes, then, I know you're saying that one thing leads to another, and the sex can happen, but I'm being honest. And I'm being honest when I say I was not going to have sex with her.
On a side note, I wonder what it's like being a cop like this. I'm sure parts of their job are extremely stressful and intense. But if you're spending like a big part of your day, say you're working like an 8-hour shift or even a 12-hour shift or something, but large parts of your day are just spent hours in a room here just talking and grilling some piece of shit like this. It doesn't seem like it's that hard of a job. It'd almost be kind of fun just if your job was just to sit here and they bring some guy in and you give him shit until he confesses, and then they bring the next guy in. I don't know. I'm not sure what their job's like, but it's kind of funny to think about.
I was not going to risk going to jail.
Don't worry, Jeff. There's no risk in you going to jail. You're definitely going to jail.
Not today, right? Supposedly, maybe not today.
I wasn't making that decision right now.
Who was it?
Me. I wasn't going to make that decision. I was just going to meet her and see if I even liked her, or she liked me. That's really.
What if you hit it off and you have a glass of vodka or whatever, orange juice and vodka or something? It's just cute, and you're like, you got the house to yourself, and you got a Cialis burning a hole in your pocket.
I'm telling you, I went in with the mindset that I wasn't going to have sex with her.
Yeah, that's great.
That's the mindset, because
I'm going to places with a good mindset, and the shit goes upside down within a minute, right?
Yeah, because a lot of people don't care about circumstances.
I know you did, and you researched it and everything.
Right, I care about it. I don't want to go to jail. So why risk it? Why risk my whole life? I didn't think going down to meet her and just see if I liked her was going to be an issue, because I had no bad intentions.
Like if he was worried about going to jail, if he was that worried about it and all this stuff and putting all this effort into researching the law, wouldn't it just be that's too much? It's too much work. Why wouldn't he just drop the entire thing and just move on, find someone else that's older? Like, why would he go through this much effort? He's so worried about going to jail. Like, is it really worth that?
No, that's it's open for debate.
I know it's open for debate. It looks bad. Yeah, it looks bad. I agree.
All right, listen, we've probably beat this dead horse.
I know we have.
Going around and around, but
Listen, I understand.
I'm glad you talked to me.
Listen,
I appreciate it.
I understand.
Yeah, it's funny how Jeff is all of a sudden reaching out because he's probably still under the impression he could talk his way out of this. He knows that once this conversation ends, like the cop just said a couple minutes ago, he's going to be taken downstairs and go through some sort of booking process, and he's going to spend the night in jail, and then be taken before a judge, next day or whenever that happens. So Jeff is, he's reaching out here, he's leaning forward, he's like, look, I understand. Just, I think he still thinks he might be able to talk his way out of this. If he can't admit to too much because then he's admitting to the crime. But he wants to admit he knows it was wrong just enough that the cop would be like, okay, you know what? Maybe you learned your lesson.
And why you think, I get it. I get why you think my intentions were different. I get
Because
it.
you think it too.
No.
And it doesn't matter if you get why the other guy thinks you did something wrong. It only matters if you realize why you did something wrong.
I get it.
Yeah, as you should, as everybody should. Period. No big deal. I don't even know you. You're probably like a decent human being somewhere in there, and made really bad choices.
Why would I lie to you though? Why would I lie to?
Because you can't face the truth.
Did he just honestly say, why would I lie to you? Well, we all know why, because you don't want to go to jail.
That's the reality. I mean, it
know
could
it's
be a
something
combination of the OCD stuff.
Do you think if I walk out of here right now that I would do this again?
All together now, yes. Yes, Jeff. I think that. You would absolutely 100% do this again. Maybe not right away. He's probably scared enough that he might even try to stay away, or he would just, kind of let the heat die down a bit. But sooner or later, he would try it again, and he would just be even more careful again. But these guys can't stop themselves.
After all of this.
Today?
No, never. Yeah, if I walked out right now, do you think I would do this again ever again?
Right away?
And whenever in my life.
Probably not right away. Do I think you'd do it eventually if you didn't seek some type of help for it?
Really?
Yeah, I do. I don't know one guy. I know maybe guys I know do it, and I'm unaware of it, but I don't know anybody in my personal life or professional life, even in their 20s, that would talk to a 12 or 13-year-old girl about anything other than coaching soccer because their daughter plays on the team. Nothing sexual. There's no texting. There's nothing creepy.
I'm just asking you what you think of me. Like, do you think that I could control myself and not do this? And do you think I've learned a lesson?
You just told me you have OCD so bad you went to a convention. You apparently can't control yourself at certain times, right?
Yeah,
no offense.
Yeah, but OCD is unrelated.
Whatever. Maybe it is. I'm not a doctor. Maybe it's not. Maybe there's other issues.
It's unrelated. I can control
from the
myself.
medication. Well, could you control yourself with this?
Well, I can control myself, my actions. I can control my actions.
You drove down on the mother's going and you want to get her drunk.
So do you think that I would do this again? After all of this, after like all this.
I'm going to say I hope not, because I don't want to argue with you.
You don't think you insulted me.
If you would do this.
You're insulting me.
If you would do this up until 10.
You're insulting me by saying this. Yep, Jeff's the victim here, and the big bad police officers being mean to him, being a bully. Jeff totally brought this on himself. Who cares if he's being offended by what this guy's saying, if he's insulting him?
This is tonight. This isn't like 6 months ago, right? This is like right now, tonight. Do I think you would do it if for some reason you got out of this and there was some kind of weird, hey, Jeff, you're all set. Don't worry about court. No problem. All those charges are dropped. See you later. Do I think you would do it again? Yeah, I'd do it. I'd probably just about bet my life and career on it, actually.
And this is coming from a guy whose profession is dealing with guys like this. He's been through this kind of thing before, and he's like, yeah, I'd stake my entire career on the fact that, yes, you would do this again. So it's obvious that he would. Like, he's not... If you're willing to do this, like, if your personality of something inside of you so deviant that you're willing to do something like this that's so outside of what's like socially and humanly acceptable, like, you can't say that, all you needed was this slight scare to send you off. Like, if you're willing to do something that it's wrong, it's so wrong that you're looking up legal statutes trying to find some loophole in the law to figure out how to do it because you know that you get in trouble for it, but you're willing to do it anyway, obviously you're far past the point of controlling your actions and rationalizing your actions to the point where you're not going to do something. All he would do is he would go home, and then he would probably spend the next few weeks trying to figure out some plan. He'd be thinking about it nonstop, some way that he could do it where he wouldn't get caught. He would need extra proof from the girl. He'd probably ask to meet her in a public place rather than in a house, and he'd probably want to video chat with her first to make sure she's real. Like he would do whatever he had to do to confirm that it's not a sting, as we've seen other guys do. Other guys have done that and got caught a second time. So yeah, absolutely, Jeff would do this again.
Because I don't think anybody would do that. And then, do I think it's the first time he did it? No, I don't.
Okay.
Because that's just, if it is the first time, it's almost more bizarre than if it's not. Because if it's the first time, what the fuck drove you to do that? Or I would understand it more if you said, yeah, I always kind of like the younger teenage girls, and this girl's a little younger than most, but, you know what I mean? But you're actually acting like, well, no, she was pretty cool, I want to hang out. I'm like, that's just, to me, it's I can't wrap my head around that. Again, knowing girls of that age, I know what they look like and act like. Other than texting, like stuff like, hey, there's a game tomorrow, make sure everybody's there or something, that ain't happening. You know what I mean? I'm not asking for you're a virgin or whatever, all the other stuff we've already covered. So until you recognize that and like kind of accept it,
Doesn't mean
and
anything.
there's the guy that's looking at you right there in that little reflection,
Yeah.
then you're never gonna get well either.
You can't take me at my word when I say
Like, is he serious? Like, I don't think he quite gets it. Like, people, this cop and everyone else are looking at you like you are the worst piece of shit. Like, this is a horrible thing to do. I don't think Jeff gets it. He thinks that, I think he, in his mind, the only reason it's wrong is because of a law. To him, this is like a, say the speed limit, right? It's like, well, if it's the speed limit's 30 or 50, okay, so maybe I was going 50 and a 30. That's just some, ridiculous law. Is that how he sees it? Is that like, okay, they made this arbitrary age of 18 to have sex with someone. And I went 5 years earlier than that. I knew it was wrong. But it's like, no, this is morally wrong. This isn't just, the reason it's wrong isn't because of the law. Even if there was no law against this, you should just not do it because it's not a proper thing to do. It's quite disgusting. He doesn't seem to get that.
I don't know yet.
I've learned.
Oh, I'm sure you learned. It probably sucks. Yeah, I'm sure that in that respect,
I
yeah.
wouldn't want to go near this situation.
You wouldn't want to. Do I think you can control it?
Really? You don't think I could? Really?
No, because why would you do it if you could control it? As soon as you found out she was 12 or 13,
Yeah, this is not an innocent mistake. This is not like speeding or something, or you made some claim on your taxes for some tax deduction that technically wasn't allowed, and it gets pointed out, so you're like, oh, okay, yeah, I didn't know that, sorry, I won't do it again. This is not something like that. This is something that he took like a long time. I can't remember how his chat was. Pretty long, if I remember. It was multiple days at least, possibly weeks, and he went through all these stages of grooming, and it led to like buying alcohol and driving to her house with Cialis in his car, like all these steps he went through. So he can't just claim that like this is just kind of some innocent mistake. Like he had multiple times to realize his error and back off, and he didn't. So I think he's beyond the point of being able to claim that just, I promise not to do it again.
whatever's in dispute here, you should have been like, peace, I'm out of here, good luck with the teenage boys, or whatever. Instead, you continue this whole thing for weeks.
No, it's wrong to do
And
that.
drive from a major metropolitan area where there's probably, to be crude, all kinds of women, let's just say, and you're coming down to Fairfield, Connecticut to meet this 13-year-old.
It's hard to meet women where I am, but anyways, that's another story.
You get my point.
I know your point.
There's millions of people in the Boston area, people that are transient and regular,
If I really
permanent
If
people.
I really wanted to prey on 13-year-old girls, why wouldn't I just do it up in Boston?
Maybe you do. I don't know.
I see.
He probably tried. I'm sure he tried to prey on 13-year-old girls in Boston. He just couldn't find any because none of them were willing to invite him over, except for this girl because it was a sting.
I don't know, right? You don't know me, I don't know you, so I'm assuming that, this is the first.
And that's like a defense he's going to take to court. If I really wanted to prey on a 13-year-old, I would have done it closer to home. It's like, so it doesn't matter where you did it. People fly to Thailand or some country over there and do stuff like this, and they still get punished for it. It doesn't matter how close it is to your house.
Time possibly, but do I know that? No, I don't know that.
So my question is, can you tell me the bond, what bond is?
I actually don't know, but when I walk you downstairs, I'll find out.
Okay. What's the next, what's gonna happen?
Well, there's gonna be a bond, and either you're able to post the bond, at which point you would usually get a bondsman and get out and have a future court date. I didn't see what they gave you for a court date. If you can't post the bond, today's Saturday night, we keep you till Monday morning, and we bring you over to the court in Bridgeport. At which point you'd be arraigned, and they either, continue or keep the bond at that level, or they would drop it down, or maybe in the meantime you made arrangements to post the bond. Does that make sense? So if you can't post the bond, you're going to be in our custody from today until Monday morning, and you could actually remain in custody even though you go to court that day, depending on the bond. But if the bond is doable for you, you would get out and return to court, like say in 2 weeks, to go to your first court date.
Which would be...
That would be like, that would be down here in Bridgeport next to Fairfield, and that would be like your first court date of probably several regarding this. I'm not trying to beat you up. It was a horrible decision. I hope it was the first time you ever did this.
It was the first time, yes, it was a horrible decision.
But it's...
I guess it just hasn't...
It's terrible.
Hasn't, like...
And you'll get it at some point. I
No,
don't know you, but...
Yeah.
And this cop, he's a bit different than some of the others. Like the Ohio guys were kind of a lot more tough. They're a bit more of an asshole edge to them, we'll say, which is fine because these guys kind of deserve it. This guy, he's not as nice as some of the female detectives are super nice. They treat them with the kid gloves and the sweet voice to try to get them to confess. This guy is kind of like polite and friendly but firm. He's kind of like right in the middle of the road.
You'll be like, holy fuck, what did I do?
I have already, as soon as that guy walked in, I said that in
Right,
my head. Yeah, I don't know how the bond thing works.
I'll find out what it is when I bring you downstairs, and just, you can make a phone call at some point and see if you could raise it. If you just want to sit quiet for tonight, we put you in a cell with a blanket. You go to bed, we give you breakfast in the morning, we keep you, tomorrow Sunday, we keep you all day. Till Monday morning, we bring you to court. Make sense?
Yeah, I'm just worried about my dog at home, so I have to figure out what to do with that. So I was planning on going home tonight.
Well, I mean, depending on what the bond is, but
If I can't, I don't know. We'll see what it is, I guess.
usually, have you ever been arrested or in any trouble?
No.
Never in your life? All right, give me 2 seconds. Let me just grab somebody and we'll go downstairs, okay?
Use the bathroom.
Yeah, I'll let you do it. Let me just
Yeah.
get somebody quick to give me a...
Yeah. A little hand here.
And let's end it right there with Jeff hanging his head in shame and sorrow. Although I don't know how much shame there is because I don't know if he realizes what he did. But yeah, so that's it. That's the end of the Jeff Sokol interrogation. That was quite the odyssey between his interaction with Chris Hansen and his interrogation here. That's a lot of footage, a lot of analyzing. So I hope you guys like this video, and I'll see you next time.